Hey, everybody. Happy game day on the On Texas Football channel. Aaron Hogan, Bobby Burton to start. Great guests throughout, or commentary, but throughout a ball game that will be Texas and Arkansas. And Bobby, you remember when this was a huge rivalry with the Longhorns. You've been to Fayetteville. You know what they're in for here today. But, man, what more could you ask for, Bobby, for if you're a Longhorn fan or coach or player? 3 games to go, 2 on the road against your rivals, and you win them. All your goals are in front of you, but you got to handle your business. We knew when the Longhorns announced they were moving to the SEC, these rivalries would be back. And man, to have them the last 3 games here, 2 on the road, and a chance to really achieve some lofty goals if you can win them, that makes this for a lot of fun.
Longhorns need to come out today win, Aaron. This is one of those games where it doesn't have to be pretty; it just has to be a W. And I think that's got to be the focal point. I know a lot of people are talking about, well, Ole Miss ran up the score against Arkansas, was capable of doing that. Texas should be able to do the same. I watched the Arkansas-Ole Miss game, and they did run up the score. At the same time, I got to say this. I mean, Ole Miss is a different type of team than Texas. Ole Miss is a more vertical passing attack. Texas has tried to hunt and peck a little bit and put you in unfavorable situations one-on-one with the running backs and with their speed on the outside. Whereas, frankly, Ole Miss will just try to throw over the top of your head. Also, I think the big piece today, and we talked about it during the Texas tailgate, Aaron, this is the healthiest the Arkansas offense has been all season long. Not only is Taylon Green back, but Jaquindon Jackson is back. Also, Braylon Russell, the running back, big young kid, very strong. He is also back as well. We're going to see if Texas can really stop the run. We talked about it earlier this week. I think we're going to see a lot of what Mississippi State tried to do to Texas in this game, but maybe with more capable personnel overall in Arkansas.
Yeah, shorten the game. They've had 2 weeks to prepare, obviously, too, as far as that health goes, Bobby, and it will be the most dynamic offense. Rarely, when you look at the matchups for Texas this year, do you see an offense that gains more yards per game than Texas does. I mean, they're up there at 484 yards per game. Texas is about 460. But obviously, the Longhorns have the #1 defense in the country, and the best pass defense in the country. But this will be their biggest challenge at quarterback. How do you compare this? How would you compare this Arkansas offense to what we saw from Vanderbilt with the dual threat ability of Diego Pavia? The power run game that they bring. Where does this compare to them in your mind as far as Vanderbilt v. Arkansas?
Oh, I think that Arkansas is much more of a I'll try to say this way. They have better personnel overall. Yeah. Taylon Green is a better passer than Diego Pavia. He is not quite the hard-nosed runner that Diego Pavia is, but he has more outright speed than Pavia. But the personnel around him is legitimate right now. I think that that's part of it too, is, you look at this team and there is no doubt in my mind that Arkansas has pieces to the puzzle that others do not.
They do, and healthy, as you said. So they're explosive. This might be a little more of a higher scoring kind of game than Texas is used to. Their defense, if they throw a wet blanket on this offense, they're really, really good. But, right now the Longhorns, Bobby, for the first 3 quarters of games, remove all that garbage stuff that comes in the fourth quarter, some of these blowouts. Texas is the #1 defense in the country in efficiency, defensive efficiency, meaning points per drive. So when a team gets the ball, in the first 3 quarters of games, Texas gets that team off the field with no points, 85 to 90% of the time right now. I mean, they're getting them off the field, and that's what you look forward to. Get that ball back to your offense, and that's how Sark talks about complementary football. Getting the ball back to your offense doing something with it. We saw that last week with Florida with the turnovers forced that led to 21 points, and that's the complementary kind of football you want to play. What we saw at Vanderbilt in that game is, they were giving Vanderbilt the opportunities to hang around in that game. Can't do that in this game. You take this crowd out of it, Bobby. I mean, fast starts have been, big parts of these Longhorn games. Go all the way back to Mississippi State when the Longhorns opened conference play. That was a slow start with Arch Manning at the quarterback position. Quinn Ewers in the Oklahoma game was back, but it was a rough first quarter. The Longhorns were trailing 3-0 before erupting. Slow start obviously with Georgia, and you were down. Then slow start against Vanderbilt with the interception, but got better last week, come out of the bye week, where they missed a field goal on their opening drive after moving the ball, and then went touchdown real quick. And gosh, they had 35 points on the board by halftime. You'd like to see the quick start part of this Longhorn team, not the slow start.
Yeah, it looks like Texas won the toss and took the ball, is what
wow.
I'm being told, Aaron. So that means Texas gets the ball first here, not deferring. This is something that Steve Sarkisian's done a few times this year to mix success, by the way. Yep, mixed success as well. By the way, somebody's saying to let my dog in. I will. My wife is with him right now, but he just is excited to watch the Longhorns take on the Razorbacks, I think.
Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, staff. Really enjoy the content y'all provide. That's what we're here for on the On Texas Football channel. They're about to kick it off in Fayetteville, Arkansas. It's a beautiful day. Weather, much like it is here in Austin, is going to be not a factor. Wind is down, and a great environment for football. And it's kicking off at 11 a.m. just after here on the On Texas Football channel. And excited. Our first quarter is going to be brought to you by our great friends at ATX Trees. Tell you about them throughout the first quarter. Albert Cedillo and his team, 25 years of family-owned company. If you need mature trees or any type of tree service, ATX Trees your go-to. All right, taking the ball on the toss. I mean, you're taking the possession. You want to put your offense on the field and get this quick start we just talked about, Bobby.
Yeah, this is going to be important for Texas to get out here. First play of the game, Quinn obviously at quarterback. Let's see what kind of personnel they come out in here and whether or not they use squeeze splits. That's something I'm going to be looking for early in this game. They are not. There, it looks like 11 personnel with 3 wides to the right. Interesting.
Yeah, running the ball on first down as Trey Wisner gets a positive gain. You want to stay ahead of the chains here. But, yeah, you know what? You and I talked about that on the radio this week a little bit, Bobby. I know you talked about it on this channel. The squeeze splits, meaning the condensed sets, which teams have taken advantage of Texas on that with some of these blitzes. You spread them out, they can't do as much of that.
Yeah, Arkansas looks like they're playing 3 high to start this game with 3 down linemen.
Yeah, I know we heard Rod and those guys predicting that last week when we were watching the Florida game that the 3 high would be back. And there's Isaiah Bond with a big play over the middle. Quinn was able to thread it through there, get it over a linebacker, and that's the first down of the ball game. Quinn's first completion.
Tell you what, this may have good catch by Isaiah Bond there.
Yeah, going fast here, tempo for the Longhorns. I mean, you got to know this Arkansas defense, Bobby. Last time they were on this field 2 weeks ago, they gave up 700 yards and 63 points. So they've had 2 weeks to think about that. You expect to see a more inspired effort by that unit with a week off.
I'm wondering if this 3 high is confusing Texas at all. It doesn't look like it.
Here comes the first blitz. Oh, man. Overthrew Matthew Golden. That was there. Now it's going to be 3rd and 9 here for Texas. Play action. They came with a blitz, Bobby, and Texas picked it up. That should have been a big play.
Yeah, bad pass by Quinn downfield.
Yeah, that's one. That's what we saw Ole Miss do to them. Go right over the top of them. Texas had their shot right there, overshot it, and Longhorns will have their first 3rd down here from about midfield. Yeah, that was the opportunity Texas wanted right there to get a big one on a blitz. Now you're going to have to probably throw into coverage. Be careful with the ball here, Quinn. 4-man rush.
Got to him. He stepped up and didn't step all the way through.
Yeah,
4-man.
Kelvin Banks, got pushed a little bit. That was the blitzing backer, right? They dropped coverage at 8 in coverage or 7 in coverage. But they brought the linebacker and three defensive linemen.
Tell you what, Trey Wisner actually pops this guy with a pop there. Trey Wisner popped him into the quarterback.
All right, so Longhorns win the toss, get the ball, and do not do anything with it. They had a shot, and Quinn overshot Matthew Golden on a deep shot. Average punt or below average punt. They're going to start at the 20-yard line. So mission accomplished for Arkansas here in the first series. They get the possession now, stop Texas, and now they get to put their quarterback on the field.
Boy, this is going to be Quinn's issue when people talk about Quinn Ewers and whether or not he's a first-round quarterback. If you can't complete a ball like this, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, that was designed, and Matthew Golden should have just run under that ball.
They could have hit his own goalpost.
Well, now the Texas defense has to do what they've done all year, and that's ball hold up and get this Arkansas team off the field. As we said, number one in defensive efficiency in these games. Texas is hardest to move the football. They're going to go 80 yards here, starting the ball on their own 21-yard line, go 79 yards. So see if they can. Texas, good defense on the first down, contained the quarterback's legs.
Yeah, Arkansas's offensive line, they don't look very good. First play, there's a reason they've had issues.
Yeah, this game
Three Texas players had penetration on the first play.
All right, that's going to be a completion. That's exactly what they needed right there, Jaquindon Jackson. So now it's going to be 3rd and 3 for Arkansas, about the 28-yard line. We'll see. The Longhorns like to get off the field, but it's 3rd and manageable for Arkansas. Big 3rd down for Texas here. Good coverage by Jahdae Barron, and there is no flag, and Texas is going to get off the field, looks like, Bobby.
Yeah, I'd like to see what happened there on a replay. Oh, he slipped.
He slipped down. Yeah, he slipped he lost his footing. That allowed Jahdae to come over the top of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. They give the officials credit for that too, not calling that, because it was his slip that caused the contact.
So Texas with a poor punting game so far, basically.
Didn't cost them on that one, but we'll see. And this doesn't look like a very good punt either.
Yeah.
This look off the side of his foot. Texas is going to have the ball at the 35-yard line here. All right. Yeah, remember, Bobby, last week against Florida, Quinn Ewers missed a couple of throws early and then lit it up. So we'll see. That's the start the defense needed. I mean, I agree
with the defense. Look, I mean, Arkansas is going to have to run the football if they want to beat Texas. Maybe they're trying to do what Texas has tried to do and open up with the pass to open up the run. But I feel this is why we said Texas is not Ole Miss. Jackson Dart completes that pass most likely.
Awesome.
That's the difference right now. Quinn has been deadly underneath, but with the deep ball, he just I don't think he has a great feel for it. And I don't know what else to say other than that. Maybe there's wind there that we're unaware of, but it's a miss on 3rd down. And somebody's talking about this. It's a wasted play. It's not a wasted play because you have to test them deep to keep them deep. The problem I have, frankly, is that if you call that too often, you end up in 3rd and 9.
Yeah.
And then you are playing into Arkansas to play a little bit of gamesmanship there, and that's a problem. So
100%. Well, and it was there. They called the shot. What I did like about the play was that the blitz got picked up on the interior, which has been a problem for Texas, and a clean pocket for Quinn. Should have made that throw. We mentioned in our first quarter, our first partner is our man Albert Cedillo and the team at ATX Trees. He's got a picture from Albert. He's at the game. It's about the 50-yard line with ATX Trees, watching this ball game in Fayetteville. So, and as we've told you now, getting to know ATX Trees from their tree farm to your home. These are mature trees in a lot of cases. They've been doing this 25 years. So these trees have fully matured. They have tree sizes over 30 gallons even. So they'll pull it out of the farm, put it in a bucket and bring it to your house. Again, if you're looking for immediate trees and shade, beautify your property and home, they absolutely can do that. Your business as well. They put a warranty on those, delivery, installation, and a warranty on every tree with ATX Trees. Locally owned and operated. The Cedillo family are phenomenal people. Have lived here in Central Texas their whole lives. And again, these are tree sizes over 30 gallons. You don't have to wait the years and years and years to get the beauty of the tree and the shade. And all that comes from. They have over 18 varieties in stock. I also do tree trimming and installation and removal, irrigation and landscaping, as well as an expertise of theirs. If you want to save water during these drought times here in Texas, they've got that great xeriscaping that they do. And right now, $200 off any xeriscape project of more than $2,500. It is a great offer right there. And 10% off all phone orders. So if you call them 749-5149, that's 512-749-5149. You get $10 off a phone order at ATX Trees. Thinking about it, we did it at our house. Mentioned we did a backyard project and put up a tree instead of a structure, and it really looks great for us, and we love it. So atxtrees.com or call them 749-5149. All right, second possession for Texas. Here we go, Bobby. It's see if Quinn can get this thing on track. He had one completion that was tipped and then overthrew a wide open deep shot. Longhorns will hope for better results here on their second drive. All right, Trey Wisner running backwards there a little bit, but good defense by Arkansas. I heard Sam Pittman's press conference this week talking about this. They worked on this a lot, trying to keep their eyes and maintain and not to get fooled by all the eye candy that Sark throws at you. They did a good job that time of being where they needed to be, setting that edge for Trey Wisner. All right, there's a good
run on second down.
Yeah, Longhorns going to have third and short here.
This is what you have to do against the three high safety look, Aaron. You have to force the run a little bit. You don't have to be perfect, but a little bit.
Well, not going to want to do much there.
Come on, guys. Yep.
Yep, that's good defense. These are the things Sam Pittman said they were keying on, the motions and trying to be in a better gap integrity. There's Isaiah Bond doesn't get a block at all on that.
Nope, not one.
Not even got in his way.
Well, the guy pushed inside of him.
Yep. So back-to-back punts for the Longhorns. First punt was not good. This one doesn't look much better as he's coming forward here. Yeah, these 38, 39-yard punts, Bobby, are going to get Texas in trouble.
I don't even know if that's 38, 39 yards. Was that 10? Maybe it's 40, I guess.
Yeah, the scorebook there says 39 yards to the Arkansas 26. But, yeah, that's one where you'd like to see it sail down inside the 15-yard line. But that's an issue for Texas right now.
Free space.
All right, Longhorns 0 for 2. Of course, if you just tuned in to the On Texas Football Watch Along, they won the toss. Texas took the ball, and so far that has not paid off. They're still have a goose egg on the clock here, or on the scoreboard.
Boy, Manny Muhammad with really poor tackle attempt there.
Yeah, this is the start Arkansas wanted. They've gotten 2 stops on defense. Now the crowd's getting into it a little bit here. Of course, the last time that crowd was there, they saw them get run off the field by Ole Miss. So this is a little more like it for the Razorback faithful. Ooh, there's an
yeah, Jade Barron, baby. Woo!
That's big. That's another one. That's 4 for him now on the season. They lead the SEC in interceptions. That's 15 on the season now in SEC play. And Jade Barron now the leader. This is another highlight for his push to the Thorpe Award.
Yeah.
They're just always in good coverage. And, man, the quarterback has to throw into such tight windows. That's a good throw. Should have been caught, but you got two Longhorns, Gilbo and here comes Taft. I mean, you got everybody there. Longhorns are going to have the ball, and now the offense has to go do something with it.
Let's see what Texas has here.
Yeah, they're going to.
This is not, I got to say this is not unlike the start of the Georgia game in some ways. I mean, nice play call.
Hold that ball. They're going to try to pry that out of there. All right, good play call that time. Misdirection and Trey Wisner with those significant running play Texas has had in this game.
Boy, nice counter. That opened up like the Red Sea. Drove an 18-wheeler through that. Now they're running tighter.
And a good throw that time. Here's Silas Bolden with room inside the field goal range. You see on the field goal line there. Longhorns going to go tempo now. Good throw by Quinn that time. Stepped into it. Right on the bunny. Those are his best throws, Bobby. Those deep throws obviously get him trouble, but those intermediate passes, he is on point.
Yep.
Got Jaden Blue into the game now.
Tight splits here.
Another counter from the offensive line, and there's Jaden Blue with another good run for Texas. This is obviously the best drive the Longhorns have had. They've put 3 first downs on the board, 2 first downs on the board, and they're only 2 yards away from another.
They went tight splits there for the first time. 2 tight end. Look.
Yeah, really getting the run game going. A lot of counter moves here, pulling those offensive linemen. That was a little zone read, but they're bringing the offensive linemen in front of the running back. It's working right now.
Yeah, they're trying to force Arkansas out of this 3 high look, Aaron.
Well, then that's good. And they're going to give you running yards. I mean, you've already got 13 for Blue, 21 for Weisner. So you're looking at 34 rushing yards already. They're both over 6 yards a carry.
Yeah.
And that's, I know the 3 high safety look was Sark's kryptonite for a while in the Big 12, but it does feel like he's got a good game plan against it these days. And that's a lazy throw by Quinn, but it's going to be a touchdown.
Oh, almost Ryan Wingo. Bad throw by Quinn, but
yeah, it was kind of lofty. He kind of floated it out there. That needed to be some more juice, and Dangner got intercepted, but Wingo had it. We go back and look at that replay. Right, I mean, he locked in on that one, but DeAndre Moore was coming underneath on a crossing route, wide open on that play.
Yeah.
Well, you'd like to have that one.
Quinn's not always the smartest quarterback when it comes to figuring out who to go to, guys. It's
Remember Rod talking about Matthew Golden is his go-to target in the red zone. There he is. All right, Matthew
Nice
Golden, 20-yard touchdown pass. And a great play call. That's what we saw that play last week a little bit, another version of it, but fake the screen pass, get the bite, and then wide open.
Look at this play.
Well, it's that play where Matthew Golden typically is the blocker, right? He's the blocker for the receiver. So they come up to engage. And, I mentioned Sam Pittman talked about that over and over again in the press conference this week. They worked on that for 2 weeks, and obviously Texas got him to bite.
Boy, that looked weird coming off of Bert Auburn's foot there. Did he just hit it fat?
Yeah, I had my head down on that one. I did not see it, but see if you can find a replay.
Oh, interesting. It looked like he hit it fat. That's a big time throw. All right, a big time play call from Sark. Come back to that. And, I don't know what the wind is like there. I really don't. My question is, 2 of them have floated up there, Aaron. One, the deep ball he overthrew, and then this one where he let it hang too much.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I think they, you got to get it. We did the same thing last week. Jerry and I talking about some of those throws he had early in the game that he missed against Florida, and then he kind of settled down and locked in and. Excuse me. We saw how it went, and it was pretty good. So far, so good for the Longhorns. Defense making plays, getting Arkansas off the field, and then an interception for Jahdae Barron turns into a touchdown, and the Longhorns are up 7-0 here midway through the first quarter. I like the run game there, Bobby. You mentioned it. If you're going to go against this 3 high safety look, you got to be able to run the ball. You have 2 Texas running backs, 5 carries for 35 yards, both over 6 yards a carry.
Yeah. Quinn far from perfect, too, in this game so far.
Yeah, you're right. He said 2 balls he put 2 balls in trouble, right? The one Wingo almost caught was, touched by the Arkansas defender, and that ball looked like a little bit of a floater instead of a bullet. And then, the one that Isaiah Bond caught early was tipped by the linebacker.
Yeah, he's thrown 3 poor balls. The ball to Isaiah Bond wasn't poor. I just don't think he saw the linebacker coming underneath. The deep ball is a really bad ball, and the ball to Ryan Wingo, but he came back and put it on Matthew Golden. Let's see if maybe the wind's having some effect here. If I'm Arkansas, I'm really upset with this start, and I'll tell you why. Their defense came out and stopped Texas twice, and all the Arkansas offense has is 6 plays. and an interception is one, or 5 plays and an interception is one of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean that's why I said they got the start they wanted, and 2 below average Texas punts, and then you throw the interception, and that's going to be. This was the challenge. I mean, Texas has the #1 passing defense in the country by metric, and Michael Taft said this week when asked are they the best secondary in college football, he said, you have to believe that if you're going to be that, and we believe it. And you saw that with Jahdae Barron with a pass defense and an interception already. And the thing about Rod, that Bobby, I know Rod points out all the time, that tells you how good Manny Muhammad is, because they'll still challenge Jahdae Barron. They don't even mess with Manny Muhammad right now.
Yeah, they're not. Jahdae's playing that boundary corner, and he's doing it really well, and he's got some sticky hands. I just and I don't know if they have the best secondary in the country, but if I'm Arkansas, I'm running the football, because you've had actually the one play that's had a modicum of success was a run.
Yeah, that 9-yard game.
Here we go. Oh, a little reverse action.
But good special teams by Texas. They're going to back that up. They're going to start this thing on the 17-yard line.
What happens here? So
that was just a heady play by Barron. That wasn't even his guy, right? He was coming off the edge there, and
it
was Jalen Gilbo in the slot and coverage.
Good stuff by Jahdae.
Yeah, man, he came back to be a first-round draft pick, and he's playing like one right now.
Oh, here we go.
It kind of felt like Anthony Hill was going to have a big role in this game day defensively, Bobby, having to shadow and run with Taylon Green, who wears number 10. He's big and long, like old Vince Young was back in the day. He's not Vince, but he can really move.
He's fast. I think he surprised Jalen Gilbo there. 5-yard gain.
Good penetration for Texas that time.
Yep.
Now that was Leonga LaFau with immediate penetration from the linebacker spot that forced the running back to stop his run and stop his feet, and allowed the rest of the herd to get there. So just a 1.5, 2-yard gain. Be 3rd and 3 for Bobby Petrino and company.
It's a nice job by LaFau. That was a well-scouted play by Texas.
I mean, it's hard to pick what the most improved area of Texas's team is, but man, the linebackers, it is refreshing to watch good linebacker play at Texas again. And there's Jahdae Barron with another get off the field play.
Boy,
that guy is such a good player. I mean, he's always been so heady and watches so much film, and just such an alert guy. But he's a playmaker. That's twice now he's gotten. And play he makes gets Texas the ball back. Actually, the third time. Right?
A bad play call by Arkansas.
It is.
That was really, really ugly. Let's see if Arkansas tries to do something a little flaky here. Try to.
Ooh.
No penalty, correct?
I did not see a flag.
Go down, but.
Yeah, I don't think he got contacted. Yeah, big play there. I mean, think about Jahdae Barron already, Bobby. We're 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. He's got an interception. He made a 3rd down pass breakup that got Texas off the field, and right there makes a tackle on a screen pass to get him off the field. And that's 3 times already. He's gotten the Longhorns the ball back. Tell you once again about ATX Trees, our first quarter partner. My man Albert is at the game. He sent me a picture from about the 40-yard line watching this game with great seats on a great day. He's already excited. The Longhorns are up 7-0, and he wants to help you with tree service. If you're not looking to install some new trees, that's okay too. If you need your trees trimmed and taken care of, they can take care of that. The tree removal too. If you need to get rid of a tree, they've got you covered, and it's all of it. Plus, those zero-scaping services are amazing. Look at that picture there if you can on the screen. That zero-scape where they tear the grass out, but really beautify your yard, your property values, and it saves you a lot of water. eliminate that thirsty grass there's water that needs water. Waterized plants as well, pops of color, hardscaping, drip irrigation they'll do too. Really, really is good. And they've been doing this 25 years, folks. They're family owned, and father passed down to the sons, and Albert and Alex and the whole team at ATX Trees, absolutely phenomenal. And you want to get to know them. Mature trees, though, those are hard to find. If you're looking, thinking about, I'd like to put a tree in my yard, but it's going to take 10 years before I get anything out of it and plant one. Well, how about a mature tree, 30 gallons, 18 varieties that they have at their tree farm. They can deliver and install it and put a warranty on it and then maintain that tree. Absolutely the best with ATX Trees. Amazing how it can beautify your yard. I've mentioned several times we did a project in our backyard that you thought about doing a pergola or maybe a structure for some shade, and said, you know what, let's get a tree from Albert, and that tree's up, and we get the shade that we want, and it looks phenomenal. So just a great way to go with atxtrees.com. That's atxtrees.com, or call Albert and his team, 512-749-5149. All right, Bobby, Jahdae Barron's owned this first quarter for Texas.
Yeah, yes. He's making his statement as a Thorpe finalist. There's no doubt about that. I want, and my take here is Texas needs to come back down and just keep the metal on. Keep the pedal to the metal, or metal to the pedal. What is that? Pedal to the metal. I can't remember the metaphor, but the reality of it is that Arkansas has gone 3 and out 3 straight times. They're going to probably start looking at a quarterback change, would be my guess. Because Malachi Singleton has given them at least a run option in this that they might be able to cling on to and show some level of movement. But Texas needs to make this a 2-score game right here. Put some distance between you and Arkansas while they're still trying to figure out how the heck they're going to even attack this Texas passing attack. That's the priority one, in my opinion, for Texas. Get on the scoreboard here.
Yeah, you can really, this is a fan base and a sidelines. It's got, you start going up 14-0 early, it'll be shades of 2 weeks ago and the PTSD from the beatdown they took at Ole Miss. And it's also, LSU went in there on a night game and really controlled them, and that's really been the story for Arkansas this year. They've got some gaudy numbers offensively, but the good teams on their schedule have beaten them, and in many cases, beaten them pretty badly. So Texas wants to be the latest. Blitz that time off the left side, got pressure in Quinn's face.
This is one of those where if Quinn steps up into the pocket instead of retreating poorly with his feet, he's got plenty of green grass and he can find somebody underneath. But instead, it's a throwaway.
Yeah, he kind of panicked on that one.
Yeah, he panicked. You rush him, and if I'm
Jaden Blue making guys miss. That was a nice run. A couple shimmy shakes. Jaden Blue said after last week's game, Bobby, that he felt as healthy as he's felt all year. And we saw that with his explosiveness. And boy, the best Jaden Blue version to be back would be great. And the one thing that Jaden said, Bobby, that I think people, maybe fans, don't think about much. He said to be healthy, it also helps him in practice. He can practice better and he can sharpen himself. So when you're hurt, he said you can't really practice like you want to practice, which kind of limits you come game time. Let's see if Longhorns get a big game out of Jaden Blue here. 3rd and 6, big one here for Quinn.
Huge play for Texas.
Corner blitz. Oh man,
he just stumbled on his own feet.
Yeah, that was too easy.
You want to know how to beat? You want to know how to beat Quinn Ewers? Rushing. Look, 6. They brought 6. It's picked up.
Yeah, it was picked up for sure. But he just tripped over Cam Williams' foot. He had room to run too, but he hesitates, Bobby. He doesn't. He's not decisive when he makes those decisions. Well, I go back to that Michigan game. There were times where he was stepping up and moving up in the pocket. Right now, we're seeing him retreat when the pressure comes, and like he's not trusting the protection. They picked it up that time. That was all on Quinn.
The problem here is Texas offense 2 hit or miss, 3 and out to follow a 3 and out.
It's been Quinn so far, right? And he missed throws, and then that time he take a sack, as the message said there. if he just takes off running, there's green grass everywhere because they brought blitz and they were in man coverage. He could have run for the first down that time easily.
Bad quarterback play.
So far, it has been both sides.
Nice. That's what their quarterback did that Texas's didn't.
Yep.
That's an exact difference between this game, right? Parts of this game. Their quarterback stepped up in an outside rush and delivered.
Yep.
20
Well,
yards.
and you know what Arkansas is going to do now. I mean, obviously, we've seen it now. After Texas scores, they're going to start bringing pressure. We saw 2 blitzes affect Quinn on that drive, 2 incompletions, 1 incompletion and a sack around a 4-yard game. But you're right. I mean, that's Taylor Green's best throw, but it came off schedule. It came as, you can only cover for so long in the back end before somebody's going to break free. And that's what Quinn's not giving his team a chance to do.
Bad look from Quinn right now. May had Isaiah Bond on a post or on a slant too on that 3rd down play and didn't look at him. Let's see what Texas you can't.
Yeah, that's the running back Dubinion, not Jaden. Or we haven't seen much of JaQuindon Jackson yet. Only 1 carry. I wonder if he re-injured himself.
Yep, he's in now.
Okay.
Number 22.
He's only got the 1 carry so far, but 6 carries for 20 or 7 carries for 26 yards right now for the Hogs. So under 4 yards a carry so far. Longhorns doing a good job up front, but this will be a 3rd and short, probably 2 down territory here for Arkansas.
Boy. Good job at the point of attack by Arkansas.
A little push. Bill Norton with the tackle. Getting to the
They're going to go 5 wides here, Arkansas. What are you going to do? Quarterback draw?
Yeah, this is clears up the picture for the quarterback, and then quarterback with legs too. You also have to factor him. This is playing 11 on 11. Good pressure. Alfred Collins with a big play.
Wow, Alfred. Earn some money, Alfred.
Yeah, that's big. The 5-1-2 crew bringing it. Jade Barron having a heck of a first quarter, and now Alfred Collins bringing it.
Is this an 8-yard sack, 10-yard sack? Oh, 12-yard sack.
Yeah, that was a big one. So now it's going to be 2nd and 22. Longhorns need to be looking for a screen pass or a draw play here.
Just get after the quarterback.
Oh.
Well, that's not the quarterback's fault.
You saw the big arm of Taylor Green that time. He put a lot of heat on that, and the receiver was able to handle it.
Anthony Hill did a nice job getting over, too, on this. He got back 8 yards in that coverage. All right. See what we got here, Texas.
Brought a blitz, and here comes Colin Simmons, and the Longhorns back-to-back sacks, and they're going to end up getting decent field position out of this. That's 2 big sacks that time. They ran a twist. Simmons and Sorrell making it happen, and you saw the closing speed of Colin Simmons that time, Bobby.
Yeah, Arkansas's offensive line.
Yeah,
nice work by Vernon Broughton to push the pocket here. Thought he did a good job.
It's one of those games, Bobby, that if Quinn Ewers can wake up here and start playing with some urgency, Longhorns could separate pretty quickly with their defense.
Yeah, it actually.
Oh,
horrible punt.
Yeah, that's the second one of those. 8-yard punt, Bobby. 8-yard punt. Longhorns are going to have the ball at midfield.
That's the end of the first quarter, too.
Yeah, end of the first. Longhorns up 7-0. Let me say thanks one more time to my buddy Albert and the team at ATX Trees. our first quarter sponsor. They are phenomenal. And again, from their tree farm to your home, atxtrees.com. That's atxtrees.com. Free delivery, free installation, warranty on every tree that they deliver and install at your house. It's there. They'll take care of it like their own, like they have at the tree farm. And then, of course, you can call and get 10% off all phone orders, 749-5149. That's 749-5149. And Albert Cedillo and the team at ATX Trees, absolutely the best. Write down that website, have it ready, atxtrees.com. From their tree farm to your home, our first quarter sponsor and partner. Bobby, what do you think? 80 yards for Texas, but really a lot out there left on the field by number 3. He is 6 for 9, 48 yards and a touchdown, but the 3 incompletions were misses, and then the 2 sacks he's taken have hurt the ball club.
Yeah, I think there's 2 pieces to it that I'm thinking. One is, he's missed some throws. The worst part is that he's looking like a deer in headlights when they bring the rush.
Yep.
So anybody can bring a rush, and he's looking a little bit like a deer in headlights when it comes at him. Encouraged by what I'm seeing on defense, but I've got to say this is about as bad as Arkansas can play, and Arkansas is only down 7-0.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Bob. How you doing, man?
Great. What's up, guys? How about that defense?
Defense coming up. I had a question for you, Bob. This is about as bad as Arkansas can play, and Texas only up 7-0.
Yeah, that's concerning. Yeah, that's very concerning.
Yeah, that Quinn under duress, just self-sack, threw the ball out of bounds instead of stepping up because his feet weren't right. Just if I'm whoever I'm playing, whoever Texas is playing, I would come at Quinn with blitz after blitz after blitz. Make Sark beat me with something.
Yeah, he's gonna have to do a better. He's gonna have to do a better job of making a decision. He's waiting. I think he's waiting, and this is kind of uncharacteristic. He's waiting too long to move up into the pocket. It seems like to me, but I really feel like we've still got momentum. We're able to run the ball a little bit. So I think we'll see Quinn get his feet under him, get kind of in a groove. If Arkansas is smart, they'll continue to mix it up and keep him confused. But I still like the way that that we seem to. It seems like we're fixing to break through, I guess is what.
I think this one. I thought they would do it on this last drive, the previous one where they went 3 and out. But hopefully it's this one, Coach, where they put another 7, or at least they need to get some points on the board here. Yeah, they don't need Arkansas to start getting confident on defense.
Well, and this is the kind of point in the game, guys, that I think coming out of a quarter timeout, the 8-yard punt gives Texas the ball at midfield. Essentially, if they have a trick play of some kind, something they've been working on this week, you might see it called right here, kind of a shot play, just to put a quick score on the board and take advantage of Arkansas, who's trying to figure these things out, and their offensive line's getting wrecked, and quarterback's not playing great defense. But as you came on, Bob, the defense, man, I mean, Jahdae Barron with a heck of a first quarter, Alfred Collins, Colin Simmons. I mean, they have a chance to overwhelm this Arkansas offense, but Texas offense has to create the separation.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
The counter play to the same opposite side. Yeah. All right, hey guys, I'm going to get going. I'll see you guys again back for the post game. Y'all take it easy.
Okay.
Enjoy the game.
See y'all.
Well, that wasn't. This drive hadn't started off real good with a couple of running plays, faced with a 3rd and 8 now.
Yeah, the first one was positive. That one went nowhere, and the defense was able to stop Trey Wisner's feet. Corey could get going, and they get a tackle for a loss there. I think it's 1 yard loss that time. So it'll be 3rd and 8. Then you've got to believe, Coach, they're going to heat up Quinn Ewers here. Arkansas is not going to sit back and let him have time. They can see the same thing you can. His feet are not real set right now.
Yeah. Some reason he called a timeout, I guess. as they say. I guess he didn't like what he saw.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's the first time out Texas has burned, and but this is a big play here. This is a points play. You get a first down here, you can probably pick up some tempo and start pushing things into field goal range, and maybe more than that. But got to convert here, or else you're going to waste this great field position that was gifted to you by your defense with 2 sacks and then an 8-yard punt that has the Longhorns where they really need to step on it.
Yeah, I expect them to be bringing the house on this play. Not only would it force Quinn to to make a quick decision, which he hadn't been able to do yet, but it certainly solidifies knocking Texas potentially out of field goal range.
All right, we'll see what they come with after the timeout. Chance to talk, and the Longhorns up 7-0, but feels like it should be more as they've outgained Arkansas double 80-37. But been a lot of plays out there missed for Texas so far, left on the field, as they say.
Yeah. I may be a little bit ahead of you.
All right, there you go.
Texas with a 4th and 1.
Yeah, you typically are. What's your service? I have DirecTV. I'm on the satellite, so I think you're a little ahead of me, which is usual. But you going for it here, Coach?
Yes. Yes, Texas will go for it.
All right, 4th and 1. Call a good one here, Sark. Whatever the sheet says. Remember last week they did this, and it was Jarrett Gibson with the power run. Longhorns coming out of the diamond package here.
Yeah,
and it is Jarrett Gibson again. Longhorns get it, and now see if they go tempo. I like that play, Coach.
Yeah, I like that too. Give it to the big guy. Let him get the first down.
And if you missed it this week, they were doing the program. Jarrett Gibson was carrying that football around campus this week, holding on to that ball high and tight, getting the habits built. But Longhorns convert. Nice play call by Sark on 3rd down to get 9 yards or get 7 of the yards, and then Jarrett Gibson converts the final yard. Longhorns going back to that pump fake throw by Quinn, and it's open again. And again, this was a throw that was there. Quinn let it loft too much that time, felt like.
Yeah, he put a little too much air under it, allowing the safety to get over and make the play, which that's got to be an on-the-line shot. You got to throw that thing on a rope.
Yep, because the coverage is coming. And that same play that they beat Florida for a touchdown with last week. That's good. That's good, film study that time.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you're facing cover 2 and you're going to take a shot down the sideline. There's going to be an open area between the corner and the safety, and that's why you've got to throw it on a line, because you cannot you're not counting on that safety getting over there in time. But
yeah, they run that play where they fake the screen pass, and then the corner's supposed to chase Ryan Wingo on the post route, but he didn't. He saw that play last week and broke off and found Matthew Golden. That's going to be a holding call there, Coach, on a 2nd down. So it's going to be 2nd and long for Texas here. Good run that time, but Matthew Golden gets called for the hold there on the cornerback. First penalty for either team, or for the Longhorns, for sure.
Pretty clean game so far.
2nd and 14 is one of those, if probably 3 down territory for Texas, you'd like to get some of it here, and Gunnar Helm's going to do just that. That's going to be a first down. Great play call by Sark that time. The tight end screen, Coach, into the short side.
Yeah, it was a great call. Great play call.
They can hit you a lot of ways, Coach. I mean, you're worried about the screens to the running backs, worried about the screens to the receivers, and now they go one to the All-American candidate tight end.
Yeah, Sark's doing a better job. Sark seems to be keeping them off balance a little bit on this drive. We hadn't seen too many blitzes on this drive.
With Coach, the tight end screen's got to be really hard to diagnose, because he's in there to block, and so you're not considering him to be the screen guy, right? And then all of a sudden he peels off, and that is a really effective play.
Yeah, he did a good job of selling the block.
Looks like Quinn's going to be thrown into the shadows here. Out in front. I think he wanted Gunnar to go. All right, another missed throw by Quinn. He's now 8 for 13, 72 yards. That one was, and you saw Gunnar Helm kind of take it. That's me. He thought Gunnar was going to turn upfield and stayed sedentary and stayed standing there, and obviously miscommunicated. 3rd and 8, Texas, maybe 2 downs here. They're going to be throwing into these shadows here where it's sun and then it's dark. I think that's a little easier to see on the field than it is on the TV.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, here comes that corner blitz again. See what Sark, we've already seen it once.
I don't know how this is not pass interference. The DB was not looking back for the ball.
Yeah, I've seen that not called a lot this year.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Oh, that's a little bit of an underthrown ball again by Quinn.
Yeah, it was.
Not having his best first half here. He's got a touchdown pass, but Texas got to settle for a field goal here. On that, so the Burt Auburn field goal is good. Longhorns take a 2-score lead here, 10-0. Coach, on the play there, I mean, Arkansas, they showed the corner blitz, right? They showed Texas it was coming, and then when they dropped back, they still brought it, but it was delayed. I feel like if Quinn takes some time there, he could have found an open receiver because they were bringing extra people, but it became late. But Quinn thought
there wasn't a lot wrong with him going to Golden that time, but if you see on the replay where the defensive back has got his hands on Golden's shoulders, and there's no way he can raise up and catch the ball. And I don't know how that's not pass interference, but I tell you what, they're letting them play. They're letting them play, and as long as they call it, both sides, which I think they probably have up to this point, that's okay. Just as long as they're consistent with it. If we do the same thing, of course.
All right, let me mention for the first time in our second quarter partner, it's Texas Countertops. My friend Chris Nixon and his team, best countertops in Austin without a doubt. And I love telling you about them because they're the best. They're the best countertop company in Austin. My man Chris is a lifelong Austinite. Been here his whole life and wants to do your countertops. And as we told you last week when we introduced you to them, you're never going to be without a countertop. Their goal every time is to make sure you got that countertop locked in. They'll rip off the original before they in the morning, and you'll have a brand new countertop in the afternoon. And they absolutely are the best. Their attention to detail, the work that they do on the countertops, large, small. You see that picture there on the screen, just absolutely phenomenal work. You can see their entire gallery of the work that they do at their website. That's countertoptexas.com. That's countertoptexas.com, or call Chris and his team, 512-836-5900. That's 836-5900, whatever it might be. They've done homes, high-end homes, your home, remodels, fixer-uppers they do as well. And even for businesses, too, has done plenty of restaurants and bars and the countertops there. Brand new restaurant opened up out in Driftwood called Whiskey Ridge. Great new place. He did the countertops there and the floors. It's an amazing job. It's the best countertops in Austin. 836-5900, countertoptexas.com. Chris Nixon, lifetime Austinite, Longhorn fan, hook 'em as he says, and they're the best. Countertoptexas.com. 836-5900, Texas Countertops. All right, let's brag on the defense a little bit, Coach. Here, I mean, the defense, it's 10-0. They've held an Arkansas team that, gosh, averages nearly 500 yards a game to 37 so far. Taylon Green only 3 of 6 for 30 yards, and boy, they're getting off the field. And by my count, in that first quarter, Jahdae Barron got Texas off the field 3 times. Once with an interception, once with a pass breakup, and then once with a tackle on a screen pass. And then Alfred Collins gets you the big sack last series. They're making plays.
Yeah, they really are, and it's good to see our defense playing up to the level of their competition, because this Arkansas offense, as we know, has really been difficult to stop. And as long as we can keep that running game bottled up, I think we're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, and as we knew coming in, Coach, I mean, the advantage Texas had, and really any of the really good teams on the Arkansas schedule, is their offensive line isn't great, right? It's not up to snuff in the SEC as far as the best teams, the top 10 teams. And Texas so far has taken advantage of that on their defensive front, winning up front, stopping the run, and then getting pressure. And we know they can cover in the secondary. But that was big last series, Coach, because they were into Texas territory. It looked like they could get in the scoring zone, and those back-to-back sacks, and then the short punt or the terrible punt gave Texas great field position to go get that field goal.
Yeah, Arkansas is a little rattled right now. We almost blocked the punt. Before that, it seemed like. I didn't see the replay on it, but I thought we were going to block it as it was happening. And then, of course, I know that punter was thinking that, and shanked that last punt, gave us great field position. Thankful we're able to turn it into some points.
Yep, let's see what they can do here. Now, Arkansas, another series. They really haven't moved the ball much at all on Texas so far. And there it is, that Texas defense, 12 tackles, 3 for loss, 2 sacks, and an INT in the first 20 minutes of football. That's pretty good. Pete Kwiatkowski's team dialed in right now to what Arkansas wants to do. And there's Jahdae Barron making another tackle. Good first down play, though, for them.
Yeah, it is.
Second and 4. They want to stay on schedule. But, boy, even the throws that Taylor Green has completed, Coach, they're into tight coverage. The Longhorns are so good being sticky on these receivers and making it tough on the quarterback to have open players. There's a good run play.
Yeah, if Arkansas will just be patient, I think they can chip away at this Texas defense, but sometimes they get a little impatient. But I mean, that's a 5-man front right there, and they're throwing the football. That's kind of hard to. Most people are going to run against a five-man front.
100%. All right, see what Texas can do here with the Longhorns up 10-0 in this game.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm ahead of you. I'm sorry.
Oh, I got you. That's okay. No, you can. I'm going to catch up. So you go ahead and lead that way. It's good stuff.
Well, second short now for Arkansas. They seem to find a little bit of rhythm this drive at midfield.
This is a big drive for Arkansas, Coach. You can kind of sense that they know they got to go get some points here, down 10-0 already, and their defense has held up enough. But right now, they need to take advantage. Quinn Ewers is not sharp today. He's missed some throws, didn't get a pass interference call just on that last play. But, they can erupt at any moment. So they need to go get some points if they're going to hang around in this game.
So far as Texas has done a pretty good job of keeping Green bottled up. He's a long strider. He doesn't have Vince's athleticism, but he is a long strider like Vince was.
He is, yeah.
Able to pick up the first down for Arkansas.
Yeah, he covers a lot of ground, but it doesn't look like he is, right? I mean, he's chewing up space with those long legs.
Yeah.
And that time he got the corner, good block. He didn't need much there, and Barron Sorrells makes the tackle. But this is the point last drive where Texas turned up the heat, turned up the coverage. You'll see what Texas does here as Arkansas approaches, the high red zone here. The field goal line will start popping up. There it is. So Texas defense, see if they bow up here.
Yeah, watch Sorrell on this play.
Great play right there. Yep, Barron Sorrells. They got so many guys that can shoot those gaps, Coach. They're so aggressive up front.
Yeah, and right on cue. You said like this is when Texas kind of bottled them up last drive, and see if we can do it again.
Good protection this time for Arkansas, but coverage is there. That might have been a hold on Trey Moore, but not called.
Yeah, I believe they did come back and call it. But that's just great coverage downfield. Yeah, they threw the flag on it, thankfully.
It's one of those you got to decide.
I don't understand why Arkansas has abandoned the running game. I mean, I would be running the ball and throwing short, high percentage passes. The secondary for Texas leads the SEC in interceptions for a reason, you know?
Yeah, 100%. If you saw that replay, Coach, I'm sure you did. I mean, all the routes were vertical down the field, and there wasn't a check down opportunity for the guy. And he probably, as you're hearing the TV commentators talking about, he probably should have taken off and run. But either way, Texas this is where they bowed up last time. Now it's 2nd and 20. See if the Longhorns can bring some heat. Got to stop 20 yards and 2 downs. You get the ball back with plenty of time here in the second quarter.
Yeah, I like the way the Texas defense is really tightening up.
Yeah. The closer you get to your own end zone, the easier it is to play. Oh, there's another ball that's behind and tipped, and that time it's Jelani McDonald with a big pass breakup. Now 3rd and 20. That's a big stop right there for Texas. Now, I mean, Arkansas's options are limited here. Might be a screen pass type of thing because you don't want to force into coverage here. You're reserved the right to punt if you're Arkansas.
Yeah, Arkansas is not going to be able to get it done on this drive, it doesn't look like.
Yeah, they're going to do that. Keep everything in front of you. They know that Colin Simmons was on the field that time, going to bring pass rush. And, that was once you have the holding call there and the incompletion on 2nd down, that was reserved the right to punt Texas deep. And, gosh, I'm sure Sam Pittman's hoping for a better punt from his punter. He's been terrible in this game. Yeah, Vernon's got to be careful there. Let's not do a little unnecessary roughness kind of thing going there.
Yeah.
And that was the knee that had been injured for the quarterback, Taylon Green. So good thing that didn't get called. It was ticky-tack, but I've seen it called before. Uh-oh, careful. Silas, jeez Louise. You know what? We're getting to where you trust him. He was like a shortstop that time, Coach. He reached out and third baseman. Just let me grab it and go.
Looks like a little. He may have walked off holding something.
Silas?
Yeah, it looked like Bolden walked off, was trotting off the field, maybe kind of holding his arm funny. I'm not sure. Hopefully not. That was I don't know. It turned out okay for him, but I wasn't real excited about him grabbing that thing. But when Silas Bolden gets a hold of it, it's you never know what's going to happen. He's so dang quick.
Absolutely. All right, Longhorns drive the ball on their own 12-yard line, and a long way to go. We'll see if they can get a drive here halfway through the second quarter, which is presented by our friends at Texas Countertops, full-service countertop provider with a personal touch. With you as their client, you can always expect an extra level of care and service because their dedicated team of highly experienced craftspeople are dedicated to providing the precision and expertise for all their projects and the projects you deserve. I mean, you're paying for it. And Chris and his team have an amazing history, long history in the countertop industry. They apply that knowledge to each unique project. They focus on giving their neighbors throughout Austin and all through Central Texas the best and most streamlined countertop service, and they're proud to be part of the Austin community for a long, long time. Chris is a lifelong Austinite, and they've been doing this since 2004. The granite, they do quartz, they do soapstone, quartzite, concrete, all types of countertops. Diligently match patterns and the veins across them to make them as visible as possible. And its customers just love it. You go to the website and check it out there, countertoptexas.com, and you can see the work that they've done, whether it be residential or even in restaurants and in businesses as well. They tear out and dispose of your existing countertop in the morning, and then that'll happen. And then you never go without a countertop because they're going to get that new one on there and ready to go by the time you get home in the afternoon, and won't miss a dinner with your new countertops. They've been doing this a long, long time. They can provide those warranties and the assurance of someone who has stuck the test of time. It's a local group, and that's what you want to work with when you're doing your home, maybe a house flip or a renovation of any kind. Also businesses and restaurants and industries as well. It's Texas or countertoptexas.com. That's countertoptexas.com, 836-5900. That's 836-5900. Best countertops in Austin and all through Central Texas, or countertoptexas.com. All right, Coach, Longhorns got to be careful here. In your shadow of your own goal line, Silas Bolden did pull it off and get 12 yards on that, but probably looked like it would have bounced into the end zone, which may cost you 10, 12 yards of field position. We'll see if Texas can make that up here. Really would like to see that running game get cranked up here. 7 minutes to go in the quarter, Coach. coming off your goal line. Trey Wisner, Jaden Blue, both are right about 5 yards of carry. This could be an opportunity to get that run game going and see if you can design some play action off that.
Yeah, I really hope we can have a sustained drive. This would be a really nice drive, 85 yards, 86 yards, if we can pull it off. And obviously, I don't have to tell you what it would mean to have a 17-0 lead at this point, the way our defense is playing.
Yeah. And remember, Texas won the toss in this game and took the ball and didn't score. So Arkansas will get the ball coming out of halftime. I'm sure Sam Pittman's thinking, we get a stop, get the ball, go score, and then get the ball coming out of half. That's kind of where Arkansas's mindset here. Texas would like to prevent that here coming off their own goal line. Oh, great throw. Gunnar Helm just dropped it. That was a good throw right there.
Yeah, it sure was. That's very untypical of Gunnar Helms.
Looks like the linebacker may have got a hand in there. I don't know if he deflected it.
I don't know that he touched it, but he certainly distracted. He certainly just distracted Gunnar, I think, because he's pretty sure-handed. And they'll
spot is here. They're going to. Are we short here, Coach?
No, we made it.
Okay, good. First down. So good spot for the Longhorns. Get the right foot spot over the left, and the Longhorns will have a first down. So back-to-back passes coming out of the end zone. Both really sharp throws by Quinn.
Well, Quinn apparently still struggling with the long ball. You're going to have to figure that one out.
Yeah, that's 2, and that wasn't close.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's just throwing it up there, Coach.
Yeah.
Much intent to it.
I don't know. We need to get some good positive yardage here.
Yeah, they do.
Have a manageable third down anyway.
Yeah, we'll see. It's been the quick game right here on this drive. Gunnar dropped one, and now that deep ball, for an incomplete. But yes, you're going to take that shot. You got to have a good play for second down here, and Jaden Blue has it. So it's about a 4-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 6, Coach. Okay, so the Longhorns pull here. Coach Shipley's probably already seen it. So,
yeah, Quinn's doing a lot better at the short game than he is at the deep game right now.
Yeah, well, that's his game right now, Coach. I mean, whatever his future is in the NFL, I mean, he can do that. He's got to work on the deep ball accuracy, touch, and all those kind of things. But man, when he puts his foot in the ground and has the rifle to throw, he's pretty gifted at that. Good anticipation, threw that before Gunnar Helmet even turned around, saw the window, shot it in there, and now the Longhorns have a chance to use a little bit of tempo here potentially.
Silas Bolden back in the game. Glad to see that he's healthy.
Yeah, but making guys miss. That's another thing I'll point out too with Quinn, Coach. He makes those throws right there really accurate to where the receiver is still able to run right through the ball and have full speed when he catches it. That allowed him to get 9 yards on that play. If you have to stop and start again, not as positive a play.
Yeah, that's a difference in just an average quarterback and a borderline great quarterback. Is receivers don't have to slow down for that crossing ball, because that's you want to get the ball to them as quick as you can so they can get their head around and make sure they don't get blindsided when they catch it too.
Good hard caught that time. Quinn got them drawn off sides. Kelvin Banks jumped, but he was drawn by the tackle. And the Longhorns are in business here. Be a first down for them. Yeah, this is part of the field where we could see Texas might try to go some tempo here, try to create something, or with under 5 minutes now with this play, use a lot of this clock, get your 4-minute offense, and go score before the half. But we'll see. Sark usually is all gas, no breaks in these spots.
Well, it's really. I don't know. I mean, we're having an effective drive, but I thought we would probably see more running.
Yeah, this is about the time of the game usually, Coach, where Sark now has several drives to kind of see the scheme and see what Arkansas's game plan is going to be, and now he feels like he's comfortable, attacking it. We'll see. They feel good with this passing game right now. There you go. There's that run play you wanted. It's going to get you to a 3rd and short. And you got to think this is 2-down territory now for Texas.
Yeah, I think so. Jarrett Gibson with another carry. But he's going to go out of the game. So see what they do on 3rd and 2. I'd look for play action or run.
Yeah, especially if you're considering you already know you're going for it on 4th down the way your defense is playing. This is an opportunity maybe to create something. Arkansas is trying to get off the field here. They're going to be overly aggressive, you got to think.
Yeah, good hard running by Jalen Blue to pick up the 1st down. Great block there with Jake Majors.
And now I think, Sark is looking at that clock, seeing it under 4 minutes in this half, Coach, and, the opportunity to kind of bleed a lot of that clock, score before the half. Don't give Arkansas the ball back here. We'll see if they're thinking about that. And possibly if you can get this thing down to the 2-minute spot, you can start forcing Arkansas to use some timeouts.
Yeah, no doubt.
There's a nice. I like those counter plays, Coach, or at least those pulling plays where the power plays with the linemen getting in front of Jaden Blue or Trey Wisener. Those have been really effective today on the edges.
Yeah, that's my favorite run design. Big guard pulling, leading the way.
Yep. Yeah, they do that with Cole Hudson a lot. I mean, I know that with DJ Campbell, I like to go kind of straight ahead a lot of times. But very good pulling guard is Cole Hudson. And here we go, Longhorns now with the 2nd and manageable, already into field goal range, but thinking touchdown for sure. Well, yeah, good play by 17. He snuffed that out and put Quinn in a tough spot there.
Yeah, Quinn should have thrown it over the bleachers on that thing. Should have thrown it up in the stands. Hudson Clark with a nice play. He's actually out of Dallas, according to the TV, but he's hurt down the field for a little bit. Injury time out on the field. Texas is certainly – I don't know. What do you think? If Texas gets 7, 8, 9 yards, you think they'll kick the field goal or –
yeah, that's going to be interesting. It really depends, Coach, on the play here. I mean, you got to because that negative play takes you back, at least on the green line that the TV guys have, a little bit outside of where you want to be comfortable with Bert Auburn. So you got to at least get inside that. And at that point, depending on where it goes, then you make your call on whether you go for it on 4th or try to use the rest of this clock and get in the end zone. But really incumbent upon this play call here for Sark.
I think the clock should start when it's made ready for play because it was an injury against Arkansas. So Texas should be able to run another 35 seconds or so off of the clock.
Yeah, they really could take this to the 2-minute timeout, Coach. I mean, and not run a play if they wanted to.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly. If they start the clock, and I believe they would.
And I think that would you get fresh and give Sark a chance to dial up maybe 2 plays, go fast, and go for it on 3rd and 4th down. But obviously, 13-point lead at halftime is a desired number for sure for a lot of people out there. But if you're paying attention to those kind of things, but we'll see. Longhorns, the ball will. There goes their clock, and see what Texas does here.
Oh. Wow. Crazy play. We left 23 seconds on the clock when we snapped that ball on the play clock. Thought it was a face mask on this play. Have you caught up with it yet?
Yeah, but it looked like it maybe got top of his shoulder pad.
Maybe so.
Now they got the punt, Coach. I mean, that's your way out to the 40-yard line now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, leave Arkansas with enough time to move down the field.
Yeah, Texas lost 12 yards on their last 2 plays, Coach. 8 yards on the Wisener play, and it looked like Texas was trying to do a little dink and dunk, and Arkansas was overly aggressive on it. That's one where you have do-over. You'd like to maybe take a shot down the field over that defense, but give Arkansas credit. I talked with Bobby in the first quarter. Sam Pittman in his press conference, we talked about how they really worked on those flat plays and the check down plays and those, you got to cover the edges and not let them burn you down there. They did a good job there because that prevented the Texas drive. And, back-to-back plays, they were in the right place on the edge when Quinn was trying to get it to Trey Wisener, then to a little screen pass to Jaden Blue. They blew both of those up, and they did what Texas did earlier, pushed it back out, and we'll see what Texas does coming out of the timeout here.
Well, and that's how Matthew Golden was able to make his touchdown catch, because Arkansas was so aggressive on that quick pass, pump fake to the flat, that the safety never even saw Golden going past him as he faked his block and then wheeled up the sideline. Again, they took advantage of Arkansas's aggressiveness, and I wouldn't be surprised to see us come back to some type of play like that to take advantage of their aggressiveness. Or, hey, here's an idea: run it.
Yeah, run the ball.
Just run it. It's okay.
Well, at this point, you're at the 38-yard line, Coach. Or you're at the 38, and I'm assuming Sark's going to come out and punt this ball and hope they get it and pin Arkansas back. They still have 2 timeouts to try to get the ball back before half if your defense can step up, because I don't think Arkansas is going to sit on the ball. So we'll see the strategy here. But at this point, this would be a 55-yard field goal attempt for Bert Auburn. We'll see what the decision is coming back. Again, our second quarter and our coverage for our partner is the best countertops in all of Austin. That's Texas Countertops, countertoptexas.com. Again, the best. And gosh, since 2004, so 20 years here in Austin. Chris Nixon and his team, and Chris himself's lived in Austin his whole life and wants to do your countertops. So the remodel of a home that you're doing, maybe a house flip you're doing, or just a brand new house or whatever it might be, a new home build. Let him be your countertop guy is what he wants to be. And he's the best. 836-5900. That's 836-5900. They've got 20 years of experience and galleries of work at that website, countertoptexas.com. Once the project is moving forward, you'll never spend any day without a countertop. They'll rip out the old one in the morning, install the new one by the time you get back for dinner in the afternoon, and they look amazing. The work that they can do, and it's all types. It's quartz, it's soapstone, it's concrete, whatever you want to do, they've got you. Best countertops in Austin, countertoptexas.com, 836-5900. Arkansas
looks like
Texas feel pretty good about where they are, Coach.
Yeah. Texas is going to go ahead and punt it.
Yeah, that was, when you lose 12 yards, you were in field goal range comfortably, and then you go 12 yards backwards, and a 40-yard punts becomes 55, 43-yard punts becomes 55. Those negative plays hurt a lot and took points off the board potentially. But if you can get a good punt from Michael Kern, you have a chance here.
Yeah.
Well,
missed it on the coverage.
Good punt. Yeah, they just let it go right between them, Coach.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough when your momentum and everything is heading towards the goal line, and you're trying to turn your head back and see where the ball is. Yeah, that makes it tough. Minute 51 here in the second quarter. We'll see what Arkansas can put together.
All right, big play here, Coach. Remember, we're a big series because Texas has 2 timeouts. They could get the ball back if they can play some good defense here. But obviously, Arkansas is thinking about 2 for 1 because if they can score before the half, they get the ball coming out of it. But great way to start it. Pressure, Trey Moore. Now, if you're Texas, you probably take a timeout. Or probably you wait till the next
I don't know if Texas took it or Arkansas took it. Yep, Texas took it. I thought maybe Arkansas might take a timeout there to try to keep some time on the clock for a drive. But Texas obviously not going to mess around, try to get the ball back with some time left to get some points going into half. Still not a bad first half, 155 yards as opposed to 69 for the Hogs. That's about what you'd think with a 10-0 score. I think both teams have showed some defensive playmaking ability, I think. But I want to say this. Arkansas's had some good defensive schemes, and they've dialed up some stuff that has given us problems, but that doesn't really affect, I don't think, the way that Quinn is being inconsistent. He's just not playing at the level he was playing at last week. And again, I haven't done obviously a full study analysis on film like the coaches do, but there could be something that Arkansas is, they could be really doing some things to confuse him. But so then you go back and you just look at Quinn's feet and you just look at his mechanics and see if there's any breakdown there. And I've seen a little bit of breakdown there, which is pretty typical of a guy when he's under duress. But if Quinn can ever get his rhythm down on those deep balls, you know, it could easily be a 17-24 nothing game right now. We've had two open receivers going deep that potentially could have had touchdowns that the balls weren't really that close.
Yeah, the first series, DeAndre Moore, actually Matthew Golden on a post route came free, and that one should have been that was on play action. Texas picked up the blitz, and I agree with you. Arkansas has done a good job here with the scheme. They had 2 weeks to prepare for this offense, and they seem to have dialed up some good play calls right in the right time against this Texas team. But yes, Quinn missed some throws that could have more points on the board for Texas. I think that's fair to say. And obviously they're getting down into field goal range at least, and then going backwards on 2 plays. That didn't help at all. And we'll see what Texas can do here. But obviously, the defense continues. This is an Arkansas offense, coach, that averages almost 500 yards a game. They have 69. And there's another sack for Texas that time. And that's a great way to start a drive, because now if you're Bobby Petrino and Sam Pittman, you're going to be careful here. You're now 2nd and 17 at your own 13-yard line. You're not going to be too aggressive here if you're Arkansas, which is good for Texas, right? They may even run the ball here and try to force Texas to use their final timeout. We'll see.
Yeah, that'd be pretty telling if Arkansas decides to run the ball. That means they've pretty much given up on getting any points out of this drive, which, well, that's not exactly true. If they could pick up 8 or 10 yards running the ball, have a 3rd and 10, that's somewhat manageable, not certainly ideal, but it'll be interesting to see the next couple of play calls to see if they're going to play aggressive to win or just try to keep Texas from having enough time to score.
Well, I mean, I know fans would be, if you're an Arkansas fan, you'd think go for it. But, man, if I'm Arkansas, I know I'm getting the ball out of the half and it's a 10-0 game. What you don't want to do, coach, is go in down 17-0, right? I mean, and Texas can get you. If they can get you off the field here, they can strike quick. And then you got a 3-score lead to overcome. If you just go into half at 10-0 is not the end of the world. And go make some adjustments, try to figure some things out. But, with the ball coming out of half, you got to be careful, especially after that opening sack. You get a positive play on first down, now you're thinking. But now you're probably be more cautious. We'll see. But it looked like Texas was in that NASCAR package there with, Trey Moore and Colin Simmons. And, they can throw pass rushers at you if you're just going to pin your ears back or let them pin their ears back. Here comes a quarterback run that's not going to get out. And Texas will probably take their last time out. And, so 140.
I tell you, that was not a bad call. If you're going to run it, he's a pretty good guy to have the ball in his hands. But again, what do you do if you're Arkansas here? Do you try to get the first down and throw the ball, take a chance on an incompletion and a punt, giving Texas the ball back with, a little under a minute and a half? Or do you run it again, hope you get a first down, but if you don't, at least you're going to be able to run, 40 more seconds off the clock, and Texas will get it with about 45 seconds or so left. I don't know.
Well, I mean, again, if I'm Sam Pittman, if you're asking me that question, Coach, I'm being careful here. I'm going to run the ball, take as much time off the clock as I can. What I don't want to do is get sacked or, sack fumble or an interception here that gives Texas a short field. And Texas has shown the ability to cover up these wide receivers and prevent tight windows. But we'll see, because Texas is going to pin their ears back here and play coverage.
How valuable is that timeout that Texas had to burn?
Yeah, that's really big. We'll see. This will tell a lot. How aggressive are they going to be on it? It looks like it's a passing play, but Texas maybe looking for a run. Nope, they're going to throw it. Safe play. Missed a tackle, but Longhorns are going to get off the field.
Yeah, you called it, just a safe, not give Texas a chance to stop the clock or.
Well, Texas will still get the ball with about a minute to go, Coach, and a chance to go at least get 3. And this punter has not been good, Coach. I mean, he has been a rough go here. Longhorns have almost blocked a couple. I'm sure Coach Banks will have something here. Or punt safe this time, try to get a return.
Well, unfortunately, I don't know if the sun's in our eyes or what, but we not able to feel that thing. And unfortunately for Texas, Arkansas gets a great roll
Yeah, 60-yard punt that time. It landed, 40 yards and rolled 20. And I agree that it was like Bolden got run into and he couldn't get over there to field the ball. I'd like to see that replay. That's a huge play in this game. That's 20 yards of offense or field that Texas now has to go.
Now, if you're Texas, you got to think at least we got to try to get in field goal range.
Yeah, for sure. I'd like to see that punt again. I mean, why Silas Bolden didn't go over and fair catch that ball? But it did look like they were looking into the sun right there, Coach.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see him get run into, but I thought maybe it was sun.
It's a good
but
call.
They never showed a replay.
Yeah, Quinn's got to be careful here. This is, to go to the half 10-0, I think for both sides. I mean, Texas would like to get points here, but man, what you don't want to do is give a quick score to Arkansas, and then they get the ball coming out half. They're right back in this year in a dogfight immediately. But 2-score lead right now. Be careful. Take what they'll give you, but don't force something. See if Sark can dial something up that's free somebody up. Yeah, they're only rushing 3, Coach.
Yeah. Interesting stat that show that Quinn has 21 games in a row with touchdown pass.
Yeah, this is his 30th start at Texas, Coach. He's had made 29 coming in, so this is start number 30 for him. And that's where you're kind of frustrated. 30 starts in, he's still, inconsistent with some things that you need him to be more on point with in this first half. He could have a wider margin. Instead, it's 10-0, but we'll see. Now, still 32 seconds here. We'll see what Texas does. Oh, no.
I think Arkansas knew that we weren't going to run it. They just had 3 down linemen, everybody else dropping 8 into coverage. And Quinn just not able to find anybody. Arkansas calls a timeout, I guess, possibly try to get a block punt here.
Yeah, that's their goal. I mean, this pretty ugly final 2.5 to 3 minutes, Coach, for both sides. I mean, it's been neither team able to take advantage, and Texas defense has been awesome, but that was not ideal for Quinn. I mean, obviously the punt situation was not great. I mean, letting 25 yards of rollout on a punt hurt right there, and then once you did, you knew they were going to be very careful.
Yeah, I don't know why Arkansas would call a timeout unless they weren't going to go for a block. I mean, if they weren't going to go for a block.
Well, and I think they're thinking with 2 timeouts, if we don't get a block punt, we could possibly spring one play and try to kick a field goal for the half if they can dial something up here. Because, again, Arkansas does get the ball out of half.
Or a dumb penalty to give them good field position. I don't know.
Oh, man, that is exactly right. Short punt.
Well, I think he was blocked into it. Niblett was blocked into him. I think 83 was blocking him. Surely they're going to. Did they not mark off? No, they didn't. They waved it off. Okay, good. Because that was he was being blocked into him.
Well, that's good. I mean, the 42-yard punt is going to give them the ball at the 38-yard line. So a penalty there would have put them up near midfield, and then you're just one completion to a field goal. So
yeah,
big. All right, Ryan Niblett gets the benefit of the doubt there, which is a good thing. Longhorns have to play some defense here. They need about it looks like about 35, 40 yards to be even considering a field goal, and Texas has not given up much here on offense. Here comes Ryan. Here comes Colin Simmons, and there's another sack for Texas. This time it's Jahdae Barron. What a first half, Coach.
What a game. What a game Jahdae Barron is playing. Wow.
Yeah, they're going to let it go to half now, Coach. That's going to do it. Now, there's a strong statement from Jason. Having your voice heard.
Hey, thanks for the super, but man, I don't know.
Well, he didn't play.
What do you think about our super chat here, Jerry?
Yeah, Lo, Quinn's performance today, I don't want to grade it right now.
No, you're right. It's not good. Short game's all right, but still having trouble in the pocket and just looks completely lost on the deep ball.
Yeah. No, it's not good. Not good. This the fact that he's sitting in first round of NFL mock drafts right now is wild to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that, you're hoping if you're Texas, he's going to pick up. And hi, Jerry, by the way.
Yep.
Hoping he was going to pick up where he did in the Florida game, where he was razor sharp after some early inconsistency, but really never got a rhythm there. Looked like Arkansas was able to confuse him a little bit, and the sacks and he's not being decisive, Jerry. I mean, he's just not, whether it's stepping up in the pocket, taking off and running where there's an opportunity to do so on a third down. He looks like he's just not seeing the football field right now. And as Coach said, when he knows the play, he's still pretty razor sharp. But then the deep ball is he's just kind of throwing it out there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, look, it's when Sark schemes it up and it's kind of taken out of Quinn's hands, it's successful. When it's put in Quinn's hands, the probability of positive plays have gone way down as the season has moved along. One of the issues I thought going into this game for Texas, Coach, was Ole Miss attacked Arkansas outside the numbers to the boundary vertically. Quinn doesn't throw that ball well. Sark can't get those plays down the field vertically. So how Ole Miss had success against Arkansas, Texas can't really replicate. And that makes it very difficult because I think going into this game, there were a lot of, Texas fans that said, Texas will blow Arkansas out. Yeah, because the Ole Miss game, but totally different offense in what that offense has the capability to do from QB to wide receiver with the play calling versus how Texas can have success against Arkansas. I mean, there's the back shoulder ball, the deep vertical shots outside the number to the boundary aren't in this offense. So that puts a lot more pressure on Sark and Quinn in a different way, but they just can't attack Arkansas the same way Ole Miss did.
Yeah, they cannot. And they had an opportunity on the first play down the field in their first series, and DeAndre Moore got overthrown, or Matthew Golden got overthrown. There's just been some throws that, they kind of float when they need to be rifled. And, Quinn just not left a lot of points on the field there in that first half, it felt like, or at least a lot of scoring opportunities for Texas. Then going backwards in field goal range on the two plays was not ideal. But let's brag on the Texas defense a little bit. Yeah. We're here with 74 yards allowed in this explosive offense. Taylon Green, only 7 completions. And then, 4 sacks. Jahdae Barron had one heck of a half. He had a sack at the end of the half, the 4th for Texas. He had an interception. He had a couple pass breakups. He was really, really good. The whole defense played great.
Well, even without the sacks, they've got 33 yards rushing. You figure the sacks in there at 16 yards rushing. And this is a team that prides itself in running the football. But I want to go back and say this, looking towards the second half offensively for Texas, it seems like they have a hard time covering Gunnar Helm. And so I would look for Gunnar Helm to get the ball his way. The stick routes, the route where an inside receiver kind of run in nowhere land, kind of between the linebackers and the safety, and then have somebody running vertically behind that. It really entices the defense to chase the guy running across the field, and your stick route is open. Or what about that delay screen, Aaron? That was a great play they ran. Good design play to Gunnar Helm, and he's very patient. It's hard for you when you're running the screen to, what do they say? 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and then go. It's really hard because we want to go 1 sip, 2 sip, 3 sip, and go. But he timed it perfectly, and I think Gunnar Helms could be the key to us being consistent in the second half, especially getting Quinn some confidence back. But I wouldn't throw the ball deep again I just
seems like a waste of
waste it down when your quarterback just seems totally lost on throwing it deep. Let's keep him in his lane with what he does well, and we can win this football game.
Yeah. because the defense is playing great, Jerry. But at some point, as you saw as the half went on, they're going to come up and be aggressive on those short schemed plays, Jerry. And at some point, you're going to have to push them back a little bit with a shot down the field.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it all comes together in the second half. To Coach's point, I mean, you guys point on defense. You hold the team to 74 yards on the road. You'd like to be up more than 10-0. That's the one thing I look at is, the problem. And I'm just not sure Arkansas is going to score the football, but at least Sam Pittman, coach, has a message in the going into the locker room. Look, they're only up 10. We get the ball to start the second half. We score right here in this game. That's like not the way this game should have gone based on Texas defense and Arkansas's offense. Because we said coming in, Arkansas has serious issues in pass protection. The right tackle, I didn't want to be mean and call him a turnstile, but in the SEC, he may be the one. And Texas has already gotten after him for 2 sacks. Colin Simmons and Trey Moore both have one. A first down defense for Texas is huge in the second half, because if you can put them in the predictable passing situations, Arkansas's offensive line can't hold up in pass pro. They haven't held up all year.
Yeah, and we'll see. It does. I know a lot of folks talked about Arkansas, borrowing the Mississippi State playbook here, right, and game plan, and they've kind of got it how they want it. They haven't moved the ball, but Mississippi State, that game was 7-6 with Arch Manning at quarterback before the half, and Arch hit the big one right before half to make it 14-6, and then Texas came out in the third quarter and erupted on them. But that was at home. We'll see. I'm sure if you're coach, if you're in the locker room right now in your Sark, you're praising your defense, but you're telling them we got to get a stop to start the second half because Arkansas is going to have the ball, and then you get it back for us. We're going to go score, make it 17, and make it a 3-score game. That's got to be the mindset in that locker room right now.
I wonder if we're looking at a potential situation down the road, if Quinn can't be more consistent, that kind of mirrors Alabama several years ago when they had a stud backup quarterback, and they're in the thick of the battle for the national championship, and they pulled their starter and put in a young who was that, Tua?
Tua.
Yeah.
Tua for Jalen Hurts, coach. For Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, it just makes you wonder and think if Sark can pull the trigger on that if it comes down to it. I'm not talking about today. I'm not even talking about next week. I'm talking about in a potential, conference championship game, or even more so a playoff game. If Quinn's just not getting it done, if he has the intestinal fortitude to pull that backup out and let him see if he can win it for you.
Yeah, I think that's a great.
Nick Saban did, and it worked out for him.
It did, and it worked out for both Jalen Hurts and Tua too. They're both playing in the NFL now.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to ride the hot hand and go with what your gut says. And I think Jerry Sark would have the guts to do it. I mean, but at the same time, until we see it, we'll see. But Nick Saban certainly did it, and it won him a championship.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And look, everything Sark says leads us down the path that this is Quinn's team. So. It's sink or swim with Quinn, it seems like. But to Coach's point and your point, if it ever gets to a game,
critical match, to
make a critical matchup and make a decision, we'll see what happens. But look, I mean, Quinn is and I don't. And somebody said in the chat, and I want to say this: I don't put that last sack of the half on Banks. That was on Quinn. Now Banks is going to get credited for giving up a sack on that play. But Quinn didn't come off the read quick enough and get it this shallow cross with the tight end cross in the middle unguarded. I mean, and so but Banks it's going to be on Banks for giving up a sack. I don't think that sack's on him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think. Well, I mean, the sacks. I mean, there was a play where Quinn got sacked that it was 3rd and 6, and if he just is aggressive, Jerry, and takes off and runs right up, there's nobody. They're playing man coverage. Actually brought a blitz. Texas picked up the blitz, and all he had to do was take off up the field, and it's first down slide, and you probably pick up 10, 12 yards and get a new set of downs. Instead, he hesitated, starts to shuffle his feet a little bit, and then actually I think he actually tripped over Cam Williams, foot that time instead of being sure-footed and taking off and getting some yards. So those are the things that I think the offensive line's played fine today. I think they've picked up most of these protections. I think they've done a good job. And I just think Quinn is acting like he's just not seeing the field, and he's rattled a little bit right now.
No, I mean, that was a whatever you want to call it, D- first half. That's for sure. I mean, 23 pass attempts for 100 yards against this defense is not playing good quarterbacking. That's not good quarterbacking. Look, let's remind the people, Arkansas had given up 880 yards passing the last 2 games. I mean, they're one of the worst pass defenses in America. So 23 attempts for 100 yards, you are not playing well at quarterback in that scenario.
Yeah, Garrett Nussmeier and Jackson Dart kind of named their score against this defense. And again, they've had a week to get healthy, week to work on some things and freshen those things up. But yes, that's because, it wasn't like we didn't see the plays there for Quinn to make, Coach. I mean, they were there. Whether he didn't put enough zip on a ball, didn't put enough loft on a ball, didn't put enough, didn't hit a deep ball. I mean, they've been there. I mean, Sark's scheming it, and your quarterback just has to hit those. And I think, Coach, it's a conversation that we have about Quinn. I mean, I think we all would agree that the ceiling for this Texas team is, can they win because of Quinn Ewers, or do they have to win with him? Do they have to survive some inconsistencies and win with the rest of the team and the coach calling plays, or can he elevate and become the reason why they win these games? That certainly was not the case in the first half. And we'll see what happens here in the second.
Again, part of the issue is that Texas is running into, in my opinion, is since Quinn doesn't throw the ball, and I've said this before, I'd said I would give up outside leverage at times and see if Quinn would throw the ball vertically outside the numbers down the sideline, just to see if he'd make the throws. But if you're calling plays and everything has to be inside the numbers, Coach, you've condensed your field.
No doubt.
43 yards. You've condensed your field to 40 to 43 yards. So you're condensing your own field if your quarterback can't make number to boundary throws or back shoulder throws. So right now, Sark, and look, he's playing Quinn, but they're condensing their own field, and they're easier to defend with a condensed field.
100%. Yeah, you got to be able to attack. I mean, that's what Sark's offense is designed to do, all quadrants of the field. But what do we see, guys? I mean, Sark's offense, Mac Jones ran it pretty well. I mean, Tua didn't have the strongest arm. I mean, what is it with Quinn that needs to, or he just doesn't have that capability?
Well, for me, I don't know, Coach. My issue with Quinn is just when he sees pressure in his peripheral, his feet aren't reactive like an athlete's are.
Yeah.
He does not have reactive foot quickness to things that are close when the walls are closing in, especially since injury. Against Michigan, he did a little bit, but that was different than, as the season has moved along. Pressure up front, easier to deal with. But I think when the pressure's coming from the peripheral, his feet aren't reactive like an athlete. And I joke around, but I'm not joking around. Jump rope, boxing workouts. I mean, play tennis. You have to do things to make yourself reactive as an athlete and look and maximize what you do have, Coach. But when he sees that pressure in his peripheral, he doesn't react like an athlete. And he puts a lot of pressure on an offensive line when that happens.
Yeah, he does. And we've talked about this weeks prior, but I will say this. It is more difficult for a quarterback, especially in an offense like ours, as the season goes on and opponents get more and more film on defensive schemes and so forth, defensive fronts, defensive strategies that give our quarterback trouble, then yes, you're going to see more of it, and you're going to see more of it. And I think, every year Sark's offense evolves. It's not the same offense as it was last year, and it won't be the same offense next year. You can't keep doing the same things. He has a great mind, and he will continue to build plays off of these plays and continue to evolve his offense. But right now, the defense is caught up with a lot of the things that we're doing offensively, especially in our passing game, especially passing game of 20 yards or more down the field. Something's happening there that's causing a disconnect in what we saw earlier in the year in this. And I don't know if it's Quinn's lack of confidence, lack of athletic ability, or do you just give is it truly because he's seeing so many different looks week in and week out. It's just hard for him to get into a groove, get into a rhythm.
Yeah.
So, but here's what's big now in this game. If Texas can get a stop this first drive, because Arkansas is going to come out fired up this first drive. Will they stick with Taylor Green? Will they throw a curveball and bring out Singleton? Who knows? Because Sam Pittman said in his press conference he's got a lot of confidence in Singleton. Because Taylor Green on the flip side hasn't looked like a guy that's going to beat you. So what is this first drive for Arkansas? If Texas can get a 3-and-out here, there's a chance that Texas can gain a little confidence with that first offensive drive. But this first offensive series for Arkansas is really big in the second half of this game, guys, because they got the ball. Pittman at least has a message at halftime to this team, and they're down 10-0. If you can force a 3-and-out, force a punt, and then Texas has a chance to get after them to start the second half.
Yeah, that's got to be the goal. Guys says, if all the fans and pundits see the problem that's holding them back, coaches, don't you have to worry about losing the team? I don't think they're there at this point. I mean, they're up 10-0 on the road at their rival. I think that we're talking bigger picture. But yes, I mean, you want to win a championship, SEC, and then bigger than that, your quarterbacks have to play better. This says, Jerry, you know how Sark is. If Quinn is that bad, we'll get frustrated. It's time to make a move. Quinn is hurting this team. Well, again, if you're Sark, you don't need you got to get the whole game in here. I mean, we've seen Quinn have some rough quarters and halves and then play great in the next half. So we'll see. Quinn is Chance Mock, yes or no, Texas Leatherneck? Quinn is Chance Mock. Why is Chance got to be catching these strays over there? What's a stray? Come on, man.
I don't know, but I feel like that if Arkansas comes back in this game and starts having some success offensively and Quinn is still struggling, we could see a change in the second half because this is a game Texas cannot lose. So the only way we're going to see Arch in this game is if our defense cracks somehow and Arkansas is able to get back in this game and Quinn continues to be out of rhythm and out of sync. We could see it. We could see it in the second half. I certainly hope not, but I do feel like that Quinn he has experience. One of the super chats was, what does Quinn give you that Arch doesn't? Well, yeah, Nick V, thanks for that super chat. Just experience, and I think I don't know what the team thinks about Quinn. I don't know. I'm sure they all see him as their leader, but at some point, you wonder how much of the experience that he brings to the table, as opposed to Manning, is worth keeping him in the game if he's holding you back. And I think that's a call that won't be made until we get in a situation, a must-win game. And of course, they're all must-win games, but I'm talking about a season-ending game. Maybe not even the conference championship, because if you win out and lose a conference championship, you're still going to be in the playoffs. I don't know. That's just kind of shotgunning it, but it's an interesting scenario we find ourselves in.
Well, that's the thing. Jerry said it. I said it to start the halftime. Our halftime is brought to you by One Source Gas of Austin and Central Texas. One Source Gas ATX. If you have a business, a company, a restaurant, venue, anything that has compressed gas needs in the medical industry, veterinary industry, industrial, and obviously hospitality, you need CO2, you need propane, you need any type of compressed gas. One Source Gas of Austin is the best. That's OneSourceGasATX.com. OneSourceGasATX.com online, or 214-8484. They bring you the halftime show. And the halftime now includes our friend Rod Babers. Rod B, obviously Quinn Ewers has been a topic, not playing championship level football at all in the first half. Left a lot of plays out there. Longhorns are up 10-0. But what did you see from number 3 in the first half?
He's just inconsistent right now. So I think for Texas, they don't have anything else ready to lean on, right? They don't have a running game that really can really be a catalyst for the offense. It is an offense kind of runs through Quinn. So I think they'll try to go back to some simple, easy rhythm throws to get them into kind of a groove and get them consistent, and then try to take some of the shots and get to a more vertical passing game. But right now, I think, you just got to get him in a rhythm, because when he's not in a rhythm, then the offense is all out of whack, and the negative plays keep costing him too. For this offense, even Sark said that, right? They got to stay ahead of the chains. They get behind the chains. That's bad. And that's why third downs have been such a struggle for this team, because most of the third downs have been third longs for Texas.
Yeah,
so
2 for 9 in the first half, 1 for 1 on fourth down, but 2 for 9. And obviously, Jerry, that series right before the half where it looked like the Longhorns were going to go on a nice 6-minute drive and score before the half, and 2 plays go backwards. They kind of like Arkansas knew what Texas was coming with, and they jumped the screen to the running back, and then Quinn probably should have thrown that ball into the stands over the instead of Trey Wisner catching it, just throw it over his head. But instead, you take negative play there for 8 yards, and then negative the next play, so you're from field goal range to punting, and that's why it's 10-0, not 13-0 or 17-0 at this point.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I can't believe Arkansas just brought on another kickoff.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not helping themselves in this game, by the way, either.
Hey, Rod, they're not. I mean, this is why they're a 500 team.
I was going to say exactly. This is why they are a 500 team. They don't do themselves any favors. They are their own worst enemy a lot of the time too. How about
the game for Jahdae Barron so far, Rod? I mean, he's got a sack, an interception, pass breakups, tackles. This guy, this first half was like his Thorpe Award highlight reel.
Yeah, no, he's making a great case. I mean, I'm sure he'll be a Thorpe Award finalist. Him and Travis Hunter are probably, in my opinion, maybe the 2 top guys to get the award. And I know Travis Hunter, I'm not going to say he doesn't deserve it, because Travis Hunter may be the best corner in the country along with Jahdae Barron. So both of those guys deserve it. I definitely think this makes him a finalist. I think he is pretty much solidified his finalist status.
Yep. All right, good play on first down. Longhorns don't get a sack, but they did hold the quarterback run to 2 yards. Michael Taft with the tackle that time. Looks like they're going to try to move the pocket a little bit here, but Texas's defense is just in the right place. Here's Jalen Gilbo with the tackle.
Huge play coming up for Arkansas here. If Texas can force a 3 and out, if they can force a 3 and out here, they get the ball with pretty good field position, because Arkansas, that guy was an idiot and tried to return that kickoff from the 1. So if Texas can force an incomplete and a 3rd and out here, they get the ball with pretty decent field position. Should be around their own 40.
Yeah, this is obviously the game plan for Sark in the locker room. Get them off the field, defense, and we'll take it from here. Offense will find its rhythm, but you got to get the 3rd down stop here, which they will not get. That's going to be right at the sticks. Good play, good throw.
Yeah, Taylor Green actually has had some throws that have been on the money. His receiver's been dropping passes too.
Yeah. Oh gosh, look at that one. It's that's pretty funny, guys. You guys are good. All right, 10-0 Texas, but a first down converted, and now Arkansas see if they can get something going here. That's what they need. Texas needs to get off the field, and this defense is the best in the country at getting teams off of a field before they score points. And there's another negative play. Michael Taft. That's great film study there, guys. I mean, Michael Taft read that play coming out of the huddle.
I thought he was offsides. They didn't throw the flag. It was really close, but good job by Michael Taft. Great film study there, reading that play, knowing what to come. Right tackle from Arkansas, he's a real struggle bus, man.
Yeah, that's why, as you said, if you can get them in passing downs, the ball's got to come out quick, or Texas is going to get home. They've already got the 4 sacks in the first half.
And another.
Wow.
Yeah, there it is, Anthony Hill, and that's a big sack.
He actually got the pass off, but ill-advised. I guess it's better than a sack, but a loss of 5. His knee was not down because Anthony was under him. But look, that was a loss of 7. So again, 3rd and 17 coming up from the Arkansas 17.
Yeah, gonna see that NASCAR dime they've been playing. Any 3rd and long, any predictable passing situation, they throw it out.
I'm throwing a 50-50 ball to Armstrong here. I don't care who's covering him or what the coverage is. Oh my gosh, guys. The Arkansas right tackle, dude, he is a turnstile. I've been being nice, but he's a turnstile. I can't. I just.
Wow. Somebody said, Eric Mitchell, Rod, said that Jesse Palmer called it the NASCAR package on TV. That's nice. There you go. Way to go, Rod.
That NASCAR dime, baby. Yeah, no, it's It is. I mean, they make a lot of plays out of it. I've been tracking it, but it's definitely to me their most like lethal defensive pack. It puts all their best playmakers on the field together. Bump Janae Barron inside to the nickel. Bump Barron Sorrell inside to the tackle position. Love that. Love it.
Ball on midfield. Hey, by the way, Rod, how bad must Arkansas's backup right tackle be for them not to give him a shot? This guy's not even getting out of his stance.
Yeah. No, it's all anybody. You should be able to cross train somebody and move somebody else over there too.
Yeah, it's bad. Longhorns have 5 sacks already. Could have 6 if Anthony Hill doesn't prevent Taylor Green from landing on the ground on that play. We'll see if Quinn can come out in a rhythm here. I'm sure there were conversations at halftime, pretty hard ones when Sark to Quinn that, hey, man, we got to step this thing up. We're going to keep this thing too close.
I mean,
Our
you
defense is great.
have the ball in the midfield right here. You got to go score. You got to go put points on the board for sure.
Touchdown. And you make this 17-0 the way this Arkansas offense is playing. Texas has a chance to make this an easy one, but you got to go get points here. Arkansas knows that too, by the way. A third quarter brought to you by Grande Equipment, our equipment sales and rentals, independent sales, heavy equipment company. My buddy Wes Murray and his team, as we'll tell you about them coming up. But third quarter, Longhorns first drive. Defense did its job as it has all game. Arkansas is under 70 yards total offense right now. And, that wasn't good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where if your quarterback is struggling as he is, you need your offensive line to start leaning on some people, guys, and get some run game going. And a good play by Trey Wise for that time. Made a guy miss.
He saved it.
Down territory here.
Yeah, 3rd and 2. This is 2 down for sure.
Hell, for Sark, the whole field is 4 down territory.
Yeah, that's your point.
You're right about that.
Hey, for college football coaches, it's all
Look out. Okay, Trey Wisner snuck out of the backfield. Nobody covered him. Good job that time by Quinn. I mean, that was an easy throw, but he recognized it, saw no one was covering Wisner, and that's a conversion on 3rd down, only the 3rd of the game, but a big one, an explosive play.
Yeah, I mean, look, now this drive's about no turnovers. No turnovers the rest of this drive. You got to get points out of it. You need a touchdown out of it. Then you start to really put some pressure on Bobby Petrino as a play caller with that right tackle.
Yeah, the Texas defensive guys are going to line up, looking to go up against that right tackle because they all want their turn. Let's load the stat page. Give me a turn on that guy. Give me a chance.
Yes, exactly. Rod Babers wants the one play. He wants to come off the edge. He wants to nickel blitz at that guy. No, boy.
Ooh, that was a nice run.
Okay, you're going to have a 3rd down here. This is red zone defense, red zone offense. All right, this is where Matthew Golden's been big in the first part of this season, or most of this season. Matthew Golden in the red zone.
I was going to say, it's going. I'm throwing it to Matthew Golden here on some level, unless there's just a bust. Unless you can feel like you can get Gunnar Helm in a matchup, but I'm drawing something up for Matthew Golden here and taking my points. If not,
yeah, 13-0.
No turnover. You can't force it. Bad ball, Quinn. And he may have had somebody in his face that affected his vision. I hope so, because that was a bad ball.
Yeah, that's a bad throw, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, not really a lot of pressure in his face either.
Nah.
Yeah, it looks like he squeezed that ball and didn't just let it go. Yeah, you can tell Quinn feels the pressure. Quinn said, even when it's not there, he's feeling it. Well, would have liked a touchdown out of that one.
Take the points.
Oh, Rod. Got to re-kick it.
Oh.
All right, Longhorns with a good drive of their first drive. They got to get this field goal though and take a 13-point lead. And if you're a gambler, you know that number 13, 12 is pretty big. is what you're looking at. I don't know if you are or not out there, but that 12 and a half, 13 number was quite important coming into this ball game. Here's Bird Auburn with another opportunity. And it's good. 33-yard field goal, 7 plays, 36 yards. The Wisner catch and run was the difference, but the Longhorns bogged down in the red zone, and Texas up 13. But another bad throw, guys. I mean, that's 16 of 25 now for Quinn, 130 yards, and need to make a better throw there. Gunnar Helm was open. He had beaten this guy inside, had leverage.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not saying it would have been a touchdown, but that throw would have been a 6-yard gain and got you to 4th and 1 from the 3-yard line. Is the reality, which then Sark's going for it on that 4th down from a 3, as you should in that scenario. But that low throw, it didn't cost Texas a touchdown, but it cost him a 4th and 1 opportunity.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to make any tight window throws in this game for some reason. All of his throws, you go look at them, the big connection have been kind of wide open, wide window, easy reads for him. For some reason, when he's got to process in here and make tight window throws, it's not happening for him. And that's why, especially on 3rd downs, we're starting to see Quinn struggle. Because on 3rd downs, that's when defenses clamp down. You get them they probably play a little bit more games in terms of pre-snap disguise, force them to process. And while he's processing, you're not seeing those sharp throws and tight windows. And Arkansas's pretty much figured that out. So if they don't start busting coverages here, I mean, that's the only thing you got for that Trey Wisner reception. Why it was so wide open. That's concerning because you don't really have a run game you can lean on, not against this defense on the road.
And Rod, one of the things I mentioned with Coach during halftime was the problem is if Quinn can't throw the ball down the field outside from number to boundary, right? If he struggles as a quarterback with those throws, then you're condensing your own field. And the more tape that's out in the SEC as this thing moves along, the more they see that Sark's is having to call plays with a condensed field because Quinn, they don't have back shoulder throws on the boundary in this offense with Quinn. They don't have vertical shots, which is where Ole Miss crushed Arkansas on vertical shots from number to boundary. They don't have those. So you're playing on a 10-yard condensed field, more condensed field than 53 and a half yards. That's an issue right now that's popping up, I think, for this Texas offense.
Yeah, it's in this game it's popping up. Yeah, but in the Florida game, I thought he was making all the right decisions and making the right throws and putting the ball on the money. Ball placement was there, the touch was there. So this is, to me, inconsistent play. It's not like I haven't seen what you're talking about from Quinn all season. I've seen it, just not seeing it in this game. And you're right. If it continues down the stretch in SEC play, that's problematic going into the postseason. There ain't no doubt. You can win games because your defense is just that good. You'll just you'll kind of be what Georgia has become if that's the case. Limited because of your quarterback play, not really an explosive running game. You at least have better receivers throw the football to on the outside. But as you point out, your passing game will have a ceiling to it because you won't be able to explore and be able to maximize every blade of grass on the field.
Yeah, 100%. And you said it a million times, Jerry. I mean, more than anybody, I think I hear you talking about his lack of foot speed and footwork, foot quickness, I think is the word. And you can't play the position. You can't play that position if you can't move your feet quickly, right? I mean, it's one of those. You've got to be able to escape, fake the pocket, move in the pocket, navigate the pocket. And if you've got heavy feet, Rod, that's just, that leads to the issues. And your quarterback coaches and those guru guys that train quarterbacks talking about, where are your feet, where are your eyes, where are your feet, where are your eyes? And, Quinn's all the time seem to get out of line here when he gets a little bit discombobulated like he is today. He wasn't last week against Florida, but he has been in this game, and the Longhorns only have 13 points and probably should have a lot more moving forward. We'll see. Here comes this defense, though, that is just playing lights out. And, this is an Arkansas offense, as we said, that has hit 700 yards of offense 3 times this year. They average 484 yards of offense, and right now they have 69 yards.
Oh, man.
Nothing.
No. Look, because Texas has slowed down the Arkansas running back run game. I mean, look, Dubon and Jackson have 8 carries for 33 yards. So they've slowed that down enough. QB, the read with the QB power QB counters isn't going to be as effective. I mean, that's the reality for me. A little bit of a three-man front standing backer here as a fourth.
Yeah, no, remember the Texas defense pretty much shut all the explosive plays down for this Arkansas offense. I mean, this is one of the top 5 most explosive offenses in the country. Looking at plays of 20+ yards, 10+ yards. They don't get any of those today, but that's how good this Texas defense is.
I mean, huge play coming up for Arkansas. I mean, it's 3rd and 1. I mean, you should get the yard, but if you have something negative happen here for you, then I mean, your team's going to start to lose your belief a little bit here.
Yeah, we're halfway through this third quarter already. Texas,
and they got 2 yards. It was a battle.
Everything is against this Texas defense.
They almost fumbled the ball. Well, the one thing we can say Texas really hasn't done is turn the ball over in this game, which this really feels like the one way they could lose this game is giving short fields to Arkansas. They haven't done that yet. It's going to be hard for this Arkansas offense to go the length of the field. Here's Jacob. Jacob, appreciate that super chat. We were asking ourselves the exact same question. It is his 30th start at Texas this game, and these same issues that we see crop up, a couple of years ago and last year, but sometimes looks sharp, sometimes doesn't. There's Jade Barron with another PBU.
Gonna be. I think they're gonna
flag on the play.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got there a little early that time. It looked like.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did.
Like just a smidgen, like a tad early.
Yeah, I guess, but he was right there though. He was in a good position. Sign of life for Arkansas, if that's called. They'll get a first down.
Oh, they waved that thing off.
Wow.
Good. Yeah, well, look at them.
Okay, I'll take it.
No water bottles on the field or whiskey moonshine on the field. All right. That throw was on Kobe Black right there.
Ooh.
Yeah, good throw. That's their first explosive play of the game. And it was pretty good coverage, just a good play.
Yep, it wasn't bad coverage at all.
So my question is something up with Manny Muhammad. Why is Manny Muhammad not in on this series?
They've been giving Kobe Black critical reps, man. They've been doing it. We brought it up a couple of games ago.
Yep. Manny Muhammad back in the game now. That was enough of that.
Yeah, well, because Arkansas is attacking it. They're like, hey, let's go.
We're going to go there every time to get a little confidence.
Yeah, there you go.
Down inside the 25, though.
Got the corner that time. That's a good play. Yeah, this is obviously the best offensive drive Arkansas has had.
Sports Talk, Jay, no, Manny's back in the game now. They were giving him a little breather, and Bobby Petrino saw it and went right after him.
Smart move.
Yep, very smart.
Got some momentum now.
Yeah, they do. What you'd like to do now is make Arkansas make a decision if you could force them. I don't know that they kick a field goal, but because that doesn't do them much good.
Yeah, they need a touchdown. Field goal is a win for the Texas defense. The way they're playing.
I mean, this game's moving fast. We're at 5:20 to go in the third, guys. This game is moving quickly.
Oof.
It is. Well, it's been a pretty clean game. Not a lot of penalties so far. Not a lot of turnovers and change of possession. It's really just been punts and good defense by Texas.
Shook tackle on the inside run.
Yeah, they're going to settle.
All right, I got inside the 10-yard line now for the first time all game. Arkansas is just now over 100 yards of total offense on this drive late in the third quarter. Brought to you by Grande Equipment, my buddy Wes Murray and his team, bringing you the third quarter. Tell you about them here coming up. But this quarter is flying through. having success off that left side right now. They can't go right, but that's been their best plays here, coming left on Texas.
Oh, yeah, getting the edge. They love the edges, man. The D gaps, basically, outside of tight ends, and they do it with the quarterback run game. All their most explosive plays, most explosive runs, the most forced missed tackles, all on those D gaps runs on the right and the left side.
Looks like he'll get the first. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 1.5 yard line. All right, smarter Bobby Petrino. He saw Texas rotate Kobe Black in for Manny Muhammad. They went right to Armstrong.
Twice in a row. Yep, and it really jump started this drive.
And the first vertical throw of the half.
Yep.
Just a 50 back shoulder ball.
It wasn't terrible coverage, but
it
wasn't terrible coverage. They got it.
And now we have a game.
Yep. Ball's back in Texas' court. They built a 13-point lead. That's now back down to 6. And pressure's on Quinn Ewers now, guys, to deliver a drive.
Arkansas student section starting to warm up their hamstrings. They may have to get a chance to storm the field here. Starting to stretch a little bit, shake off the rust, see what happens here. But look, now we're going to come down to it. And Quinn's played 30 games. Aaron, you said it. 30 games, 30 starts at Texas. And this is where we need to see good Quinn the rest of this game.
You'll learn how much faith, basically, in the first 3 quarters here, how much faith Sark has in Quinn to bounce back based on the plays that he calls.
Yeah, you're right about that.
You'll know pretty quickly if he's like, nah, I don't think Quinn's got it, and I'm not going to risk it. Or if he's like, oh, to hell with y'all. Quinn got this. That's my guy. I think you'll be able to tell by the play calling pretty early on when he gets it, because now it's a game. It's when at first I think it's like, oh, they're not really a threat, and it's like, actually, now it's a game.
They've got all the momentum. That was, however this goes into the post game, we'll be asked why Manny Muhammad even came off the field, but that obviously jump started that drive because you had gotten they waved the flag on Jade Barron for pass interference, and it was going to be 2nd and 10, and then next thing you know, 2 plays they're into the Longhorn territory. And now they're in the end zone. Grande Equipment bringing in the 3rd quarter. If you can't find what you need when it comes to heavy equipment or any equipment of any kind, let them utilize their resources and conduct the search for you. They've been doing this since 2004, 20 years, known for their attention to detail, total commitment to you, the customer, large project or small, doesn't matter. They've done freeway projects and supplied equipment for that, major building projects, and everything down to what you're going to use at the deer lease and the ranch and equipment that you need. They specialize in selling used equipment of all brands to wholesalers, dealers, and all like people like yourself. Most machines have extensive service records as well. They can get you there. Check out their inventory online at grandeequipment.com. They do ship across the United States and internationally, and their inventory is always evolving and changing. Extensive rental fleet as well. If you just want to rent the equipment to use it for a project, they can do that too. Rental fleet consists of rollers and compactors, dozers, wheel loaders, excavators, and many more. Just check out that website again, grandeequipment.com. Check out for rental rates. And if you have equipment you need to sell, maybe you're looking to offload some equipment and have looking for an alternative to the auctions, they accommodate 30, 60, and 90-day consignments to maximize your return depending on the window of time. It's everything you need for equipment, as we said, sales and rentals. They'll offload it. They also can bring your equipment back to life. You've got an old piece of equipment that you still love and it needs to get a refurb. They can do that. It'll look like brand new when it comes out of their shop, and they'll be ready to go for many, many more years. At Grande Equipment, West Marina's team, bringing you this watch along in the 3rd quarter. We appreciate them watching along with us on the On Texas Football channel. Grande Equipment online at grandeequipment.com. All right, this is if you're looking for a positive in a game in which your offense has only gained under 200 yards total offense so far. This is the kind of pressure you want to see your team in right now, guys. If you're going to be a championship level team, these are the kind of opportunities you want to put yourself in to see how you respond to it, and we'll see how the Longhorns do. This is now 20 minutes of football essentially to survive and advance and keep yourself where you want to be, in control of your own destiny.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only game really. This in Vanderbilt, right? Only games you can say about the Georgia game, but I mean, we all know how that game went and how it truly played out. Texas was fighting for their lives and fighting back in that game the entire time. But the only game you really kind of came down to clutch time for you has been the Vanderbilt game. Remember, last year was all about clutch time. I mean, damn near every game came down to clutch time, a one-score game, or you having to pull it out in the end, or have a clutch drive to seal the game. And I think it's good to kind of test that mettle of your team to figure out, hey, do they still have the ability to go win it in the clutch? This team definitely does it. They've proven that. But you want to have more of those opportunities because, honestly, that's probably what the postseason is going to be all about.
Yeah, 100%. And, we all saw it in the first half. Quinn did not play high-level quarterback or else they'd had a wider lead. But that's what happens when you kick a couple of field goals and, go backwards and take yourself out of field goal range for another one. You make the game a closer margin than it needs to be. Now it's a one-score game, and here comes Texas with an opportunity to go stretch it back out, and plenty of opportunity to go do so. Longhorns need a really big drive here because obviously, if Arkansas gets off the field here, the momentum completely flips.
Mm.
Slow developing run play. That guy played a really good game today. That transfer linebacker who's been banged up, he's been a big part for them, number 10.
Yep.
Wow. Mm.
Now, negative play on first down was not what you needed right there. Now it's 2nd and 12. Let's see what the Longhorns dial up here. And this is to your point, Rod. How much trust do you have in Quinn?
Exactly. Right. That first play told me. I mean, we'll see in the second play, but didn't give me a lot of confidence. Got empty.
Well, now it's going to be 3rd and 12, and this crowd's into this game now, folks. We've got alerts going off in Arkansas if they don't get this first down.
No doubt.
Another 3rd and long, right? To keep this. I mean, I don't know how many this today, but at least half the third downs I felt like
3 for 12 on 3rd down. Well, another indecisive Quinn. At least he broke out of it and throws incomplete. It looks like, yep, that's going to be punt.
Yeah. Trying to make another tight window throw. That 3 highs worked pretty well against Texas today. That's, I figured Sark had an antidote for it, and I still think he's working some of those angles. But if Quinn's off, I don't know if any concept that you throw out there is going to work really well when he's not really in a rhythm today.
All right, well, here comes the defense. They've got to do what they've done all year and just keep getting Arkansas off the field. One drive for a touchdown out of all the drives you can live with, but now you can't let this offense get some momentum. Quinn took a pretty good hit on that play, too, here at the end of the third quarter, 13-7, Texas up, and here comes the defense. What do we think of the play calling there, guys? I mean, it was a slow developing run play on first down. Gunnar Helm missed a block and, ends up getting a negative play. Then obviously 2 incomplete passes. They need to be more efficient on first down if they're going to, win this football game.
Yeah, they can't get behind the chains. I mean, Sark even said that, right, a couple of weeks ago. He said the negative plays kill us. Anytime they get a negative play on the drive, and we saw that at the beginning of the Florida game, we see it, obviously, we've seen it a ton in this game. That's what kills a Sark, the Sark efficiency, right? And when you have to get into 3rd and 12, 3rd and 9, which Texas has been in a ton, it really does make you way too predictable in a Sark offense, and it shrinks the Sark playbook, and it forces him to become a vertical team. I mean, Texas is a top 5 team in yak yards, right? I mean, this Arkansas defense has allowed the 9th most yak yards after the catch in the country, and it felt like going up against a Sark offense, which is a yak centric offense. Oh, it's a perfect matchup. That'll be advantageous for Texas. Arkansas has done a really good job of getting Texas in 3rd and longs where the yak doesn't matter as much because you're not going to throw a yak opportunity, a yak concept when, hey, man, you got to get downfield and get vertical routes, thus shrinking the Sark playbook. And if you can shrink that playbook, man, shrinkage is never really good, right? You can shrink that Sark playbook.
No.
it's good for the defense. And that's what I think has kind of been the story here, is that they've been more predictable on later downs because of the negative plays and them being behind the chains so much.
You know you're having an awful offensive game when you've given up 144 yards on the road with 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the third, and you have a 6-point lead.
Yeah.
That's a bad day on offense.
Well, it's because the offense, and I've said I'm just throwing it out there because I've said it before. The run game is average too, so it's not like you can tell. Okay, you know what? We can lean on the run game because Quinn's off, and we don't have our yak opportunities like we usually do when Quinn's off. We can rely on the short, quick passing game, which also hasn't really worked here. And they don't have the run game either, so it is kind of a bad recipe when he's not really able to make tight window throws down the field, and he seems to have seems to be confused and discombobulated when there's pressure. This is the bad version of Quinn, and you can't afford that with some of the deficiencies that the offense has right now.
Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, and the missed throws that he had in the first half, guys, summing up everything you guys just said, the missed throws in the first half that could have created separation. The first drive deep ball that was open that he airmailed it. I mean, there were scoring opportunities early that this game could have been a much wider margin. Now Arkansas has settled in. Quinn has gotten rattled, and now it's a ball game, and we'll see as the pressure rises how they respond. But that's why those missed throws so early were big. You felt on the road that they keep themselves in the game, they'll make it a game, and here we go. With the defense having to rise up again. And Arkansas had their one offensive drive that moved the ball just a minute ago. We'll see if Texas can stymie that, get back control of this, because they force a punt here or force a turnover, which they've done. They get right back in control of this game. But right now, Arkansas is feeling some mojo.
Yeah, I wonder what Arkansas is going to go to on offense. Now, because we saw what worked last time, right? They got the quick shots when Kobe Black was in the game, which is fine. It's just great coaching. Now, what do they go back to now? Because no concept was really working for them consistently.
No, they're going to run it off that left guard's butt, in my opinion, and then put play action off of that and with QB waggles.
Yep. That's definitely what they just did.
I mean, that's the only thing that's worked for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Texas is going to overload that. Got to start thinking they're going to overload their right side and start to minimize that. That's going to make it third and short. That's where Arkansas wants to be. As you saw the graphic you're watching on the TV, Arkansas had as many yards on that last drive that they'd had the entire game. And now Sam Pittman's team's got a little bit of mojo here, end of the third quarter. Brought to you by Grande Equipment, sales and rentals, heavy equipment of any kind. They're the best. Under 2 minutes now in this fast-moving third quarter. Longhorns in a tight one where they didn't want to be in a tight one. That's at Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Again, at 3 run plays in a row, all off the left side of the B gap.
Yeah, and Bill Norton got stood up that time. Now, this game started to resemble that Tennessee game, guys, from September. They've gotten it into a lower scoring game, which they need to be able to do. And that's how they were able to beat a top 10 team in the Volunteers back in September in this same building.
No, we knew that if Texas didn't, separate early and kind of establish their dominance early, that it could potentially be a game. And that's what you got here, because Texas hasn't really been able to separate from Arkansas in this game so far. And that's mostly because of Quinn's struggles.
This game is totally flipped as they're going to look at this play, I think.
I think Taylor Green's actually been pretty accurate today. Like I said, he's had like 3 drops on the day so far, and those have been down the field throws too, tight windows, but still right through guys' hands. Here's another tight window throw that's on the money.
Let's see from this replay. I think the catch is gonna stand.
Ooh.
Man.
He dropped it. Look, he did not see it. I don't know if he secured it, though. He might have caught it with his leg.
Did it ever hit the ground?
Yeah, because I don't know his leg. It might have then it fell down on his leg. I don't know.
I think so too. I think he got lucky is what happened on this.
Oh, that could go either way. But what they called it? They called it a catch, right?
They called it a catch.
I think it's going to stand.
I think it'll stand.
It's not a view to overturn it because you can never really see the ball hit the ground.
See, it hung up on his thigh long enough that he kept it from hitting the ground, I think, or showing up on any camera angle that the ball is conclusively on the ground.
Yeah.
Now, maybe they have an angle we don't.
Yeah, I mean, if he secures it, this is a good throw. He's been better in tight window throws than Quinn has been today, actually.
Yeah, well, Quinn hadn't thrown many of them. He's almost like he's hesitant to throw them. Yeah, the 3 high look is giving him trouble, guys. And the fact that the Longhorns are running for 2.8 yards a carry on the ground, I mean, that's a big part of this.
Yep, no doubt. They haven't seen much of it in the SEC. I think Sark, at least play calling wise, had come up with a pretty good strategy for it because he saw it so much in the Big 12. And Quinn saw it a lot in the Big 12. So I thought Quinn, because he's been familiar with it, it wouldn't be such a big deal. But I'm with you. I think it's definitely played a huge role today. They gave it to him. Let's go.
Probably last maybe two plays left in the third quarter. Ran it off the right side just to keep Texas honest there because I'd be running off the left.
From Texas, I'd be shifting the line right before the snap.
I'm Arkansas. I just let this clock run out, talk about it, and that's what they're going to do. Get it to the fourth quarter, 13-7.
Yeah, that's brought to you by Grande Equipment. That is Arkansas's quarter, right? Texas got a field goal, but they controlled the ball. They got the ball moving a little bit offensively, and now look at the total yards, guys. I mean, they're gaining, almost pulling even with Texas. They're about 30 yards behind now in total yardage for Texas, which was not the case not long ago, about 2 drives ago. And Texas hasn't moved the ball. When you take away that Trey Wisner explosive play, they did nothing in the third quarter offensively. That got them down in there to kick a field goal, but outscored 7-3 in the third. And now we'll go to the fourth with survive and advance on the line, guys.
Yeah. I mean, it is survive and advance. I mean, at this point, that's all it is for Texas. I mean, but the reality is if they play like this against A&M on offense, A&M's defensive line's they're going to knock Quinn out of this game. If he's holding the ball like this and can't see the field, he's going to get knocked out of the game in College Station. But it is survive and advance.
Yep, and Trey Wisner explode. The only big play you talk about them having, that was just a busted coverage.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
Truth is, we haven't really seen Texas because of execution, be able to go out there and move the football in that quarter at all. So that's concerning. Either strategy wise, I wonder if Sark will change it up, or there's a wake up call somewhere for Quinn here. Because if they don't get a wake up call from Quinn pretty soon, this, I think Texas is in danger. Well, they're already in some danger, but I don't know how you move the football if Quinn's off. I don't know how you do it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And look, again, the thing with me is, somebody asked about DeAndre Moore. I think he got nicked up. He was in the tent. Let me ask somebody for an update that's at the game because DeAndre has not been back in, I don't believe, for a while.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Not that I'm saying it wouldn't matter.
When Silas Bowden's been definitely getting a lot more reps.
Well, look, I mean, Texas's leading receiver right now is 33 yards through the air. I mean, he and Gunnar Helm. I mean, there's not a Texas receiver with 40 yards receiving right now. The
3 high is taking away the vertical stuff.
Yeah.
And Arkansas is athletic enough underneath where they're kind of smothering. And since Quinn's a little off, they're smothering the underneath stuff too really well. And Texas can't run the ball, so right now it's a bit of a clustercluck for Texas. They got to figure some things out. I
need somebody to make me laugh, Rod. Thank you, Rod, for that.
I know the kids are on here, so I didn't want to.
No. Again, like in a game like this, if you can't effectively throw the ball outside, if you can't effectively do what Ole Miss did to Arkansas, look at where you're at. I mean, Ole Miss was attacking outside the numbers vertically, attack the numbers, outside the numbers, 3 high, fine. We're going to throw it outside the numbers vertically. And if you can't do that yourself, it makes for a much tougher execution game, and especially with a quarterback who's not seeing the field.
Yep. I mean, they threw for I think they were 5 or 6 on passes, 25 yards or more. Ole Miss was for 280-something yards. They chunked it deep, and they had a lot of big plays like that.
Tied in deep over the middle, too. Their backup tied in, who's a good player, had 9 for 99 and 2 touchdowns. I think 89 of those yards were over the middle behind the backers in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point Sark just made on the sidelines there, guys. I mean, that third quarter, Arkansas won first downs. I mean, they won first down on offense, which got their offense going, and then Texas was losing first down, but when they have the ball and getting in long. That's why Texas right now 3 for 12 on third down plays going into this fourth quarter. That's going to have to change, or they won't win this game.
They haven't been ahead of the chains at all. They've been behind the chains basically most of the game.
Yeah. With this Arkansas offense, looks totally different. Obviously, good adjustments by Bobby Petrino, getting the edges now, getting it blocked a little bit better, and Texas is on their heels now.
Confidence too, right? You kept them in the game for so long. Now they believe. It's called the faith. Faith is a powerful thing. They're starting to believe now, unfortunately.
I mean, the best thing that can keep happening for Texas is Bobby Petrino calling QB wide runs.
Yeah, great play that time. There's Makuba coming up, making a play. Negative. That's going to be loss of 6 yards that time, guys. To make it 3rd and long.
Good job.
Or 2nd and long, I should say. My bad.
But obviously, to your point, Aaron, it's I was going to say it. Imperative you hold them to a field goal attempt here. And if you can hold them to a field goal attempt from the 25-ish, Arkansas about 3 of 9 from 40 to 49 yards this season.
Got the backup kicker in there, right now.
Big, huge 3rd down coming up here. I think it's going to be 3rd and 11. You need an incompletion here because that forces a 45-yard field goal with for kickers that have not been accurate out from 40 to 49.
You got the 6 yards back on that one from the loss on the previous down. Now you're back to 3rd and 10. Longhorns been really good in these spots.
I got to tell you, if they don't chip help on the right tackle right here, they're nuts.
Yeah, Trey Moore's this time is on Harris, who's been a rough day. Texas has 5 sacks on the day with this defense. Big one would be here because that would push them back even further.
Really good corner.
Jade Barron coming again. Nice job.
Yeah.
And NASCAR package is nasty.
Somebody said in the chat, was this grounding? Let's see.
Ooh.
Is
he outside of it?
He's not outside of it, but they're not going to take a look at it. They're not going to think it over here. They made one.
All right, we've got a 3-point ball game in Fayetteville with 12:50 to go.
Hey, so Rod, here's the question: what can Sark call offensively with Quinn right now? I mean, so that's the tough thing for me.
I would say right now you got to go. I'd go with some things that are easy, schemed up, wide open throws for him, right? And that's what he's been doing good at. Think about the touchdown to Golden, the only touchdown in the game, right? That's your stalk, block, and go. Easy. One read. He already knows the read is. It's a wide window throw that's been schemed open, and he's on the money. That's when he's confident, when he knows exactly where he's going with the football almost pre-snap. That's why targets to motion have worked pretty well for him too. I'd go back to some of those targets to motion. I'd go back to getting him some, like I said, first read, wide window, easy completions if you're going to do that downfield. He doesn't need to, at this point, you need to cut out his progressions. It might even be cutting the field in half if you need to. he seems to be a little shook when you're asking him to do that. I would simplify it for him at this point. That's kind of what I would do. Like even the Trey Weisner, right? Think about the bust. It was a busted play. He was wide open. Boom. Ball was on the money. You got to simplify it for him. He's thinking too much. Seeing ghosts.
Maybe some empty, Rod.
I like empty, but they've tried a little bit of it, and he hasn't been necessarily sharp in it. But empty can clean it up for you. He can clean up the pre-snap read for you and simplify things. So I agree with you on the empty too, especially versus 3 high. 3 high empty works really well versus 3 high look.
All right, we got ourselves a ball game. The fourth quarter to be brought to you by all 3 of our partners here: Grande Equipment, ATXtrees.com, and of course Texas Countertops. We'll tell you about all of them here one more time here in the fourth quarter. Texas in a dogfight. They had it over the number. If you're playing the spread game, you're wagering. Texas was a 12.5-point favorite. They got it to 13, and now Arkansas has answered with 10 consecutive points and 2 good scoring drives. Texas needs one of those right now, and first down has killed Texas so far. We'll see what they do here.
They went max protect, and Quinn had time there. And if he has that much time, wide receivers are going to win against Arkansas DBs, and that's what happened.
Good throw by Quinn that time.
Yep.
Play action helps bring the linebackers up, and then get Isaiah Bond in behind him.
Simplified for him, right? That's simplifying it for him. Max protect, so you only got a couple receivers downfield. You know exactly. Bring the linebackers up. That's going to open the window, wider window. Boom. You know where you're going with the football. Right? That's Sark knowing his guy.
Good first down play. 2nd and 7. You'll take 3 or 4, 3.5 yards at that time.
Ahead of the chains. Imagine that.
John Phillips said his blood pressure is 185 over 90. That's not good, especially early in the fourth quarter. What's it going to be late? All right. Granted, again, it's first down here coming up for Texas on the Arkansas 42.
I like it.
Oh, my gosh. Texas got lucky. Blue slipped, gave a DB a chance to catch up, got lucky.
Jaden Blue. Golly.
That little stumble gave that DB a chance to catch up and strip that. Get a strip on the ball, but got lucky. It stays in, goes out of bounds at 10.
That is clutch. Woo.
Yeah, that was a game-changing play right there. But, give DJ Campbell out front, leading on that play. Jaden Blue got to be better with the ball right there. He got it to the right hand at least, but then I don't think he thought 17 was coming over the left side.
Guess we know he's going to be carrying the ball around next week.
Look, I mean, we're at the end of this drive, we're going to be at like 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. So
a touchdown here would be critical.
Yeah, you got to have a touchdown here. Field goal, got to have a touchdown here on this drive.
A big play here. That run play got you 2. The running off of Kelvin Banks' left side has been effective in this drive for Texas. It's where Quinn's going to have to make a throw, guys. I mean, you know that. Quinn's going to have to make a tight window throw here.
Give it up for him.
There you go. Juan Davis, nice job. Longhorns are going to get 3rd and short, but this is 2-down territory now. I like Quinn that time. Kept his feet under him and came back to his third read and made a nice throw.
1st and goal from the 4. So I'm running this Trey Weisner 3 times, and I'll decide after that. I got to tell you, off the left side.
Not taking any unnecessary chances.
No. No, I'm not, Rod. Not on this game.
No. Nope, I feel you, brother.
Because the other thing is this clock's now really running. If Arkansas stuffs you here and you get to 3rd and goal, you're looking at about 8 minutes left. And if you can get it to 2 scores, Arkansas isn't driving it fast without a bust.
Yep.
When in doubt, throw it to Matthew Golden.
There you go. Huge one. Matthew Golden, another big red zone touchdown. Longhorns have retaken what's going to be a double-digit lead here with about 8 minutes to go in the game. Great drive for Texas, guys. Great answer drive. Running the ball off the left side with Jaden Blue, and then Quinn Ewers making the throw.
Yeah, he's scared. I mean, you simplified for him, right? He's only going to one place there, guys. That's one place.
One more to go.
You know, it ain't no progression. He's going, and just like Jerry said, he probably told him, if it ain't there, throw it away. If he ain't open, just throw it away. Throw out the back of the zone. It's all good. That's the same type of thing going on in Notre Dame, right?
Yeah.
It's that rollout, and then just say, Matthew, you one-on-one. We engineered you a one-on-one matchup. Go win, and that's what he did. So again, Sark knows this guy. He's like, I got to simplify it for him.
Hey, by the way, Rod, we talked before the season. Would somebody step up and be the A.D. Mitchell, the big play guy at the right times for Texas at wide receiver? And it's a different way this year, but Matthew Golden's clearly that guy.
Yeah.
Whenever Quinn, he is the red zone guy at any point, and he has not dropped a pass all season. He's made a number of big catches for this team. Matthew Golden, and he's not the athlete that A.D. Mitchell is. He doesn't have the NFL draft first round, early second round upside that A.D. Mitchell has. But Matthew Golden is clearly the wide receiver that Sark and Quinn trust when they have to trust somebody the most.
Yeah, and I believe he's got more snaps to any of the other wide receivers too. Just adding to your point that yes, the circle of trust as that I always talk about.
Red zone circle of trust of two. He's one of them.
He's honestly, there's nobody deeper entrenched into the circle of trust than Matthew Golden. He is the circle of trust. They trust Sark, and both Quinn and Sark trust him.
So we're at 20-10, 9:05 remaining in this game, by the way. Just so we're 2-score game, 9 minutes to go. I'd try to drop a kickoff at the 2 and see if they'd be dumb enough to return it right here, too, by the way. Matthew Golden, 2 receptions today, 2 touchdowns. So if you look at this, he's got 8 touchdowns on 29 receptions this year, Rod. Boy, that's a high number.
Yeah,
That is. Well, and it's just that he's a great route runner, great hands, doesn't drop the ball. You can trust him in those spots. I mean, he's that kind of go-to guy, big-time player right there. All right, guys, that was a good response drive. Now you need the defense to play complementary football and stem this momentum of Arkansas, who have had 2 drives and moved the ball. And it's really about first down, guys. When they can win first down against Taylor Green, they get them off the field most of the time.
Yeah, it's really tough to drive the length of the field on this Texas defense. We just saw it's really tough to do, and I think for Texas, if they can, like I said, force a negative play, put them behind the chains, get them in a predictable situation. So it's really about kind of forcing them to abandon their game plan, which is they want to run the rock and they want to get 3rd and short. They get 3rd and short, even 3rd and medium. Their playbook's wide open.
Put a blue star on that loose ball that bounded out of bounds at the 10-yard line for the Longhorns. That was critical, obviously. If that bounces the other way and back into the field of play, Arkansas probably recovers that. And, Texas is fighting with still a 3-point lead. Now it's a 10-point lead, 9 minutes to go. Feel like, again, you win a couple first downs here, Jerry, but get Taylor Green into obvious passing no downs. You feel like you can make something happen again here with your defense.
Yeah, first down defense, huge in every game, but in games like this against teams that have turned it over and struggle in pass protection, first down defense is huge because if you can get those teams behind the chains, Bobby Petrino's got to call the play he doesn't want to, and that's to put his right tackle on an island, and that's what he doesn't want to do in this game if he can. Hey, by the way, there were some huge runs. The Jaden Blue run where he fumbled, but still some big runs on that last drive. Texas now up to Blue Weisner now up to 116 yards on 23 carries, 5 yards a pop.
Wow.
They got that number up there quick.
Yeah. They did. Yeah, they're running the ball a little bit better here. And I thought they were running okay in the first half too, but they went pretty pass heavy there in that second quarter, and Quinn's just been off.
So again, we're first and 10 here from the Texas 25. Will Stone kicks the ball in the end zone. First down defense here because Arkansas, they can take their time on this drive. They just got to get 7 points and get it to a and get it. There's nobody open, and we're gonna have another sack. It looks like
There's a flag down, guys.
Mm-mm.
Good defense by Texas that time. Get on that ball. There is a flag on the play. Let's see what it's going to be. It might be holding on Arkansas. That's going to put them against the chains here. And it might have been, was Taylor Green down when he threw that ball?
You know, that's the thing I would want to look at, because if he's down, you're sitting there at what, a 2nd and 13. I still think you still take this and put it at 1st and 20. But his knee, it was close.
It really is. What depends on where that spot would be. Do you want 2nd and 15-ish, or do you want 1st and 20?
Is it 2nd and 15? They said his knee was down, or it was a lateral pass, one of the two. So 2nd and 15.
Well, you'll take that. Forgive the down and still tackle 5 yards back, and that's a first down win for Texas. Great coverage behind it, and then got pressure home, forced a penalty, and a sack of the quarterback. That's gonna be 6 sacks now. I don't know who got credit for that one.
Gonna have a big 3rd and what looks like 5 coming up here. 3rd and 5. Check down the Haas, tight end who's originally from the state of Oklahoma. So big, huge 3rd and 5. Here's what Arkansas can't do, guys. They're down 2 scores and not a quick strike offense against a Texas defense that hadn't had a lot of busts this year. They can't punt the ball away right here. They can't afford to punt a football away with 8 minutes to go.
I agree with you on that. That's a good point. Well, yeah. Well, with the way Quinn's playing, though, maybe.
That slanted him.
Yeah, then the slant route, coming out of 2, where you had the 2 guys going crossing that time. Jalen Gilbo let him get inside, and a good throw by Taylor Green that time.
It's a good move putting Armstrong on in the slot, Rod.
They don't do it very often.
Nope, and he's in the slot again. I like this. This is their go-to when their back's against the wall.
Mm-hmm. Smart move. I put Janae Barron in the slot.
Yep.
I'd be like, hey, Janae, get in the slot, go cover. Oh, you can still keep all your same defenses because he plays the slot anyway.
That's right.
Yeah. Now, do you want to put Kobe Black out at the corner is the question. Do that. Ooh.
Colin Simmons missed a tackle that time. Colin Simmons was standing there looking to make a tackle for no gain and didn't make it. Might have been holding again that time.
Thank goodness Taylor Green's as inaccurate as Quinn outside the numbers. Down the field. That should have been a touchdown.
Yeah, that was open.
Yeah, it was wide open. Well, not yeah. That should have been a touchdown.
Good response here from Arkansas. They've moved it across midfield now into the Texas territory. They're putting themselves in a position to at least kick a field goal here. 2nd and 10. Longhorns need a big stop here. Force 3rd and long.
Wow. There's your Arkansas Razorbacks 2024.
Wow.
Fumble. Well, all right, there you go. Texas got the ball back. There's another turnover forced by the defense. And the Longhorns will take it.
And that is Arkansas Razorbacks football 2024.
Yeah.
I mean, they averaged the most fumbles in college football. Great play, Alfred Collins. Rod, Alfred Collins made a hell of a lot of money the last 4 games. But this is Arkansas football. Great effort, Alfred Collins, this season. I mean, this is their 16th fumble that they've surrendered. They've fumbled it 2.5 times on average per game, most in the country. And Texas opportunistic defense off a hustle play by Alfred Collins. Huge play.
Man, yep. I mean, they've been at 22 fumbles, I believe they had going into the game. Only Oklahoma had more. I'm surprised they had to put it on the ground a little bit more in this game. But, Texas has been practicing stripping football, punching the football out all week. Paid off right there, Alfred Collins.
That was a great
And by the way,
concept.
somebody said, Lex Marie lady said, yes, that's true. This is Texas defense 2024 as well. That play had both of them combined, didn't it? Great call.
Sure
That's
did.
Texas defense 2024 and Arkansas offense 2024. So people are asking about Collins. Alfred Collins is Rod. This is the level we've been waiting for with Alfred Collins.
100%.
I mean, this is it.
Yep.
100%. They're playing great. That 5-1-2 crew, man, all the 5-1-2 guys. Michael Taffer covered it. Forced by Alfred Collins. Jade Barons played a heck of a game today. Makuba's been real good. Let me tell you about Texas Countertops one more time. Great partner of ours here on the On Texas Football Watch Along live broadcast. If you're going to change out your countertops, doing a kitchen remodel, maybe a full demo, maybe you're doing a house flip, or just building a house of your own, you need Texas Countertops every time. Chris Nixon and his team, guys have been doing this since early 2000s. They are the leaders in Texas in countertops of any kind, full service. You'll never spend time without a countertop. If you're going for an upgrade, they're going to rip out the old one in the morning, and they'll have the new one in place and ready to go by the afternoon for dinner time that night. They are the best. They have the best craftspeople in the market. Each unique project, their creativity, they can streamline the countertop service as well. And they're all up and down here through Central Texas, up and down I-35, all over Central Texas. And they've been doing it a long, long time. They diligently match your desire for a great looking countertop with their ability to do it at a very, very high level. They'll also tear out and dispose of your existing countertop, and then they'll install the next one. Quick turnaround, whether it's granite, quartz, soapstone, quartzite, or concrete, all the above. Check it out. They've done 20 years of work, and you can find it all at the website. That's countertoptexas.com. That's countertoptexas.com, or call them 836-5900. The best countertops in all. Also restaurants too. They've done a few restaurants that have come online recently. Really do a great job with any countertop project you have. All right, guys, that's a complimentary football right there. The offense gets a great drive with the running game and then a touchdown pass. Defense gives up some yards, but then forces a turnover. And now, with under 7 minutes to go, Rod, you put another drive together. You can put this one to bed.
Yeah, I mean, this is time for that, right? That 5 to 7 minute offense. Every team practices pretty much to close out a game. And let's see if Texas can do that. And usually this is when Sark relies on the run game, right? To close out an opponent, to kind of choke the life out of an opponent. And we'll see if they have that ability to do that. Or if you trust Quinn to be able to do that in this game, or some combination of. So I can't wait to see what kind of the play calling is for Sark in this particular situation. They really haven't been here very often this season.
Pony package, Rod.
Hey,
people are asking in the chat about Alfred Collins. I think if Alfred tests well, because the frame is monster, right? He has 80-plus inch wingspan, 10.5-inch hands, 6'5", 315, 320. If he tests well with that frame, with the tape he's put on last half of the season, assuming that continues on the second half of the season, the second half of the regular season, I could see him going as high as the second round. That's just me, because you're starting to see the guy that Nick Saban, Oklahoma, everybody battled for till the end.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he looks like a monster right now.
Well, Rod, if he tests well, he'll go second or third round, maybe.
Just because his measurables alone. I mean, just because his body, having that type of frame alone, and he can play multiple gaps for you.
How about that run by Jaden Blue, guys? You got a great block by Gunnar Helm out front, and he, that's the special part of Jaden Blue. The fumbles are troubling, but man, he can make guys miss in space that look like they have him dead to rights, and they don't even touch him.
Says a lot, though, that Sark's trying to close out the game in the pony package. Says a lot.
Hey, there's a question, Rod. Hey, Rod, is number 7 now along with the UT DBU greats?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, he'll definitely be a finalist for the sport. You got to start putting him in the conversation for top 15 all-time great DBs at Texas, 10 to 15. That's a hell of a list to be on. Trust me, it's to crack that top 10 is quite a feat.
Yeah, Sorey Jr.'s made a lot of plays. That one was pretty predictable right there. Trey Wisner, that's a negative play on first down. Now Texas has 2nd and 13.
Why we stop the pony package?
I know.
What was working? What are we doing? Getting 5 yards and pop there. What are we doing? Stay in the pony package. What you doing? Come on, sorry.
Third deep shot of the game, and this one was not open, and the Longhorns are going to have 3rd and long.
Should stay in the pony. What you doing?
Hey, Jason Washington, what did Ricky Stewart do last night? Ricky Stewart's talented player. I think they won their playoff game. Very, very similar to Trey Wisener, maybe with a little more jets to him, a little more acceleration.
Oh.
Now 3rd and long. I mean, that's that first down that gets Texas going, or it goes the other way, right? I mean, that's for a lot of teams, but another negative play on first down, miss a deep shot, and now Quinn's got to make a throw. Probably felt like a screen was coming. Great call, though. Texas going to execute it and get a first down. Huge play right there, guys. Huge play for Jaden Blue in the passing game. 3rd and 13, and you end up with a screen pass, and Jaden Blue got dinged up a little bit there.
Yeah, but good for Sark. Sark didn't. He doesn't necessarily think Quinn's going to make that tight window throw downfield. Go to the screen game. Execution.
Yeah, that was great. They had the entire offensive line out in front of him, and that's why it worked. Great play. Clock can run now inside 5 minutes. Every first down is gold for Texas right now, up 10. They've gotten 2 on this drive so far. Keep an eye on Jaden Blue, though, guys. He did go out of that game after that play. Something a little bit dinged up, and there's a positive first down.
Arkansas 3 timeouts left plus a 2-minute timeout. But look, they're down 2 scores, and I don't think it's not.
No, they had to stop Texas and that 3rd and 12. That was the game right there. So
they need to make Texas punt from deep in Texas' own territory.
Yeah. That's the game. That's why Pittman's had it set off. He knows.
Yeah, that was a great play call and execution by the Longhorns on the screen pass. And now Wisener's going to pick up another first down and almost get into field goal range here. Great drive, great call, man. We'll go back and consider that one of the best calls of the year so far for Sark. That 3rd down screen call on 3rd and 13.
Well, it was great because I think it was Sark's feel of the game, right? Your quarterback's off. You think he can make that throw 3rd and 12 downfield against that 3 high he's been struggling with all day in tight window throws? No. So what do? Schemed open, give him an easy throw. I know he can make it. Now I just need my O-line to execute. It was a great play call.
Hey, look, let's be real. This is a big 3 minutes and 20 seconds for the bettors of the world.
Oh, yeah.
It's
not good about you guys out there.
Field goal is a big deal at the end of this game.
That's very true.
I would also say, Rod, to your point about scheme up, I mean, you've also seen on these 3rd downs, that's why Texas had been 3 for 13 on those 3rd downs. They were dropping a lot of coverage. And if you predict they're going to drop coverage and rush 3, and you run that screen and get 4 or 5 guys out in front, I mean, that's all you needed was one block and, crease it. That's just good awareness of what, predicting what Arkansas was going to be in there too.
Yep, totally agree with you because I think 4 of the 5 offensive linemen ended up being out blocking in front of that screen. It gives you pretty good numbers, especially when, like you said, they're dropping 8. All you need is Jaden Blue to get 1 crease. So he had the right personnel in there for the call, and I thought it was a perfect call for the situation. And like I said, considering Quinn's not having his best game, I thought it was a really just a perfect situational call by him, a situational awareness by Sark.
Well, and I know back in year 1 and 2, but when Coach Steven was around, Rod, you used to say that, right? Your coach has to win you a game every now and again. They got to dial something up that gets you, an advantage, and he certainly is doing that right now.
Yeah, I think he's done it. I think he's done a great job of it, honestly. This season and the end of last year, he started to evolve in that area where I think Sark his feel of the game was better. I mean, Florida, right? The Florida game, the 4th and 1 is probably the best example of the season. 4th and 1 on your own 24. Sark understood, like, if I want this game to be a blowout and I don't want what's going on right here, 20-10 to happen, this is a crucial moment. And we need to get this conversion and then go down the field and score. And that's exactly what happened. And from then on, the run started for Texas. I think Sark's feel of the game has been excellent so far this season. That's toward the end of last year, too.
Hey, by the way,
your players, too.
I want to say this. This would be if Texas has scored a touchdown here, it's important. This is not a not important last 3 minutes of this game. Texas has the game. They're going to win the game. But you can change the narrative of people nationally talking about this game. Hey, look, Texas didn't play well, but they closed this game out 14-0. They closed it out and showed that they're a good team, closing a team out on the road, scoring 14 points in the fourth quarter. Texas needs to march down and score a touchdown here because, even if Texas had held on and won this game 13-10 or something, the narrative coming out of this game wouldn't have been good. If Texas go down and score right here, then it changes the conversation a little bit. Yeah. And that may be needed at the end of the year.
Yeah, 17-point road win would certainly do that. All right, good play there on first down. The Longhorns in the makeable field goal range here at this point. Now Wisner gimps up a little bit. Keep an eye on that, guys, because if there was something with Jaden Blue, let's just saw Trey Wisner kind of limp off a little bit.
So Arkansas burns another timeout, down to one timeout, now 3:14 remaining in this game in the second and 8. We'll see what Texas trots out at running back on this drive. It looks like it's going to be Jaden Blue. So he was okay after getting his leg clipped on that screen. He got hit on the shin there by a helmet or shoulder pad, but he's back in the game. Texas needs to score a touchdown here. They did.
I agree with you. Put an exclamation point on it. It's what they didn't do at Vanderbilt, guys, but when the pick six got called back and they would have won that game by 17 points instead of in the scorebook it's 3. You don't need that, for the national conversation for sure.
But here we go. 3rd and 7. Is Sark going to throw it? Or is he not? Because Arkansas just called their last time out.
Yeah, I don't think you have. If you have a nice safe play with Quinn, I think you call it. But you can't take a sack here, guys. You're in field goal range, sitting here at the 35-yard line. But you don't want to go back any further. What would you do here, Rod? Throw it or run it?
I'd probably run it.
Rod wants to get out of here with the win.
No, I'd rather run. Just try. I mean, you got the win. You got the win. Throwing it. I'll get the thing about the old Darryl K. Royal quote, right?
Yep.
Hey, let me ask you this, Rod, because I know it'll come up in your post-game show. But when Coach Shipley was on with us, we talked about, it was at halftime right before you jumped on, and we were talking about take this game and then take it to a game at Aggie Land or a game against SEC championship game or beyond. And Quinn's playing like that, and you fall behind. Is there a scenario, a Jalen Hurts to a scenario in your mind that if you get this Quinn, that in a championship kind of scenario that you would pull the Arch Manning trigger like Nick Saban did in that case, and it helped them win a national championship?
Yeah, but they never went. Did they? Yeah, it's hard to keep going back though. I guess. Do you go back after that? I mean, is if you make that move, can you go back to Quinn?
Yeah, no, that's going to be
are you moving on for good?
Yeah, no, I mean that's going to be the conversation, I think. All right, they run it, and it's going to be middle of the hashes field goal time for your field goal kicker who's got to make it.
Or Texas will go for it here on 4th and 2.
No way. Really? Kick that field goal. Take the points.
I'm with you too, but I know some people out there wanted to kick this field goal. I know a lot of people out there like.
Oh yeah, I wasn't thinking about that. That's a good point. That's a good point. Kick the field goal. Go up because they're not going to go down to score in this defense that quickly, guys. There's no way in HE double hockey sticks it'll happen.
They're trying to draw them off sides, guys.
Hey, Mike Tomlin did this last weekend.
I think he'll go for it.
Yeah, this is kicker to go for it. I mean, the dream on the road, Rod, is this, right? You get this first down on 4th down, you start taking knees. The bettors are all mad at you if they took Texas, but you run out of clock with 7 minutes to go. You called it the 7-minute offense, right? Get the pony package going, come back with a great screen call, and if you get this first down, you never give the ball back to the red team.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. I mean, because obviously there are variables outside of your control if you get it back to them. But I don't know. I'd take the field goal, take the points, go up 13, and then give it to my defense because my defense is the identity of this team now, guys. It ain't the offense. First time for Sark, probably that's the case. But your defense is the most consistent part of this team. So I'd go win it with them, but they're going for it.
Got to get 2 yards. If you do, the game is over. There'll be a 2-minute timeout, but that'll be it. Quinn Ewers keeping the ball, first time all game, and gets the first down and held on to it. Boy, that's a gutsy call. And there you go, Quinn, a little emotion there. That's his 30th game started at Texas. He's going to win his 23rd game as a starting quarterback at Texas.
Man, seems like a risk. Yeah, hey, Quinn, that's a lot of punishment for Quinn to take, too. Nice hit.
You think if they take some knees, they'll kick the field goal just to cover? I mean, do the James Franklin thing here, Jerry.
I hope Arkansas just gives up a bust or something. Texas scores a touchdown. I think it's important to close out this game with 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter for Texas. I want to see Texas try to get points on the board here. I really do. I'm not sure they will, but I would like to see it.
Hey, let me mention one more time our friends at ATX Trees, our buddy Albert Cedillo and the Cedillo family. Albert is at the game. He sent me a picture from the crowd, beautiful seats, 30-yard line and 40-yard line. But ATX Trees can beautify your home and yard and your property in amazing ways, right? They have trees of all sizes, 18 varieties of trees at a tree farm that they have nurtured as a family-run business for 25 years. So they pull the tree out of the ground at their tree farm and take it to your home or business or property. We're talking about big trees, mature trees, trees over 30 gallons. Every tree will come with the delivery and installation free, plus a warranty. And they'll come take care of it. They'll then trim those trees when they need to. They do everything. It's tremendous. Special orders are available as well. They have healthy trees all year long with ATX Trees. They can also help you maintain your current trees if you need help with that as well. Also trimming and irrigation and landscaping. If you need to remove a tree, they can help you there too. It's just your go-to. If you think trees of any kind, it's ATX Trees. We also have a 10% offer for phone orders by calling them at 512-749-5149. That's 749-5149. Also, the Zero-scapes that they do are amazing. Have a great offer on that right now. It's all from ATX Trees. Albert Cedillo and the Cedillo family want to help you out. If it's trees you need of any kind, any help with trees, they're your call. ATXtrees.com. That's ATXtrees.com, based in Dripping Springs, Texas. There you go, guys. That 2-minute timeout. Longhorns now with the ball and a chance to run out the clock. Or as you say, Jerry, you'd like to see them maybe step on it a little bit here, not to rub it into your rival, but for the national beauty pageant narrative conversation.
I would like to see Texas punch one in here. And by the way, I would like to see him punching it on Arkansas too. I don't care at this point because Arkansas has got to come to Austin next year. But I would like to see Texas score this football here. I don't care if it's an Arkansas bust, but closing out this game, a tight game with 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, I think changes a little bit of a narrative in this game. It hasn't been a pretty game for the Texas offense at all, considering teams have thrown for 880 yards the last 2 games against Arkansas. And let's be real, Arkansas didn't fix their secondary this last week when Sam Pittman Monday said, hey, we have competition at 3 spots. That means you're looking for answers. They didn't solve anything. So that it's too late in the season to solve a secondary. That's one of the worst pass defenses in the country. I'd like to see Texas punch one in here. I'm not saying Sark's going to do it, but I'd like to see it happen. I don't care if it's a bust or what.
Yeah. And remember the post-game show coming up after this, however it ends. Rod and Bobby Burton and the whole crew, the On Texas Football post-game show coverage like no other, as the Longhorns are looking like they're going to move on to 9-1 in their first 10 games. And, as we said, what more could you ask for, Rod? Coming back, your rivalry games are coming back on the schedule. You're now going to have a win over Oklahoma and a win over Arkansas. And now it's all going to come down to the A&M game potentially to fulfill your goals in 2024. And they are going to the knee.
Yeah.
No, there you go. Yep, and none of them at home. None of those games at home either. All those games away from home for Texas. All right, guys. I'll see you guys in the post game. Yep. Appreciate you guys. All
right, RB. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, that's interesting, Rod. I mean, I know the schedule appears easy for the Longhorns, but man, if you do this and you set up the opportunity in 2 weeks to go to A&M and beat all 3 of your rivals in their building, or at least in Dallas, that's a great accomplishment for the Longhorns. And that's all you can ask for with 2 to play, Jerry, is to be in a position to not need help from anybody outside, right? These next 2 games, you win them, you'll be in the SEC title game with a chance for a championship. and you'll certainly lock yourself into a 12 team playoff spot.
Yeah, and look, I mean, here's this Tennessee-Georgia game is really big, and then Notre Dame winning out's really big here. Sark won. Obviously, this was one of his rougher losses, and he's had at Texas up in 2021 in Fayetteville. So this one means something to him. It was not a pretty game, but a win's a win. But look, beat Kentucky next week, who offensively is probably not – they're not as good as Arkansas is. You can win that home game next week. You're sitting there at 10-1 going to A&M. And depending on what happens with this Tennessee-Georgia game, I think Georgia wins tonight. But if Tennessee were to beat Georgia, Georgia's out. And then Texas, even if you beat Kentucky and lose to A&M, 10-2 gets you in that scenario. What you don't want to have happen here for Texas is there'd be 5 10-2s if you lose to A&M. And that's the scenario where it gets scary. So if I'm a Texas fan, I'm cheering for Tennessee, and then I'm cheering for anybody that's playing Notre Dame. And I think USC is the best chance to beat Notre Dame. But if I'm an SEC fan, I'm cheering for Notre Dame to lose too. But a good win today as far as winning a football game. Tremendous defense by Texas once again, because Arkansas offensively is a quality team. They got their normal turnover. Texas caused 2, which is what you needed in this game. But Texas with a good win, not great win. Most people would say any win's a great win. I'm not there. I think this is a good win. It can't be a great win when your offense looks like poo. So it's a good win because you won the football game, and it now sets you up to go to A&M 10-1 with everything in front of you.
No question. And obviously the offense will have to play better if they're going to win an A&M without a doubt. But today it was good enough. 13 early points to take a lead and then milk the clock and run out the last 8 and 7 minutes of the game, and taking knees is a good way to finish it at Arkansas. Longhorns 20, Arkansas 10. Thanks to ATX Trees. Thanks to Texas Countertops. Thank you to One Source Gas. And, of course, our friends at Grande Equipment. Thank you to Coach Sipley, Rod Babers, Jerry Hamilton. Hook 'em, guys. Coming next. Go nowhere. Lock it in. Here comes the On Texas Football postgame show.